What's up, everybody? How's it going? Super excited. I am working on a little coin. Look at the glare. Luck of the Irish Club. It's an awesome silver club on Instagram. It's ran by Stephen Esterline Investments. He does all kinds of fun games throughout the week. Guess the Spot is one of my favorite. So if you're over on Instagram, make sure you guys check him out. And let's see what we got going on. I'm gonna add the screen here. Bam! So there's the logo for the club. And yeah, I got the coin on there. It's all lined up. As we discovered yesterday when I was streaming, we really can't see with this camera for some reason. It doesn't zoom in. I'm going to have to get a different camera. Tom Kingery in the house. What's going on, Tom Kingery? But I'll still switch it just so you guys can watch the laser, and I'm going to bring up my other camera over here. And I'm going to change the layout to this one. Bacchus, Bud Files. Welcome in, everybody. If you guys got an Instagram, make sure you check out the Luck of the Irish Club. They are an awesome group of people. Instagram is like 3 minutes behind. They're still going through the intro music. They'll catch up, though. Lisa Simplified, welcome in. We're getting ready to do some laser action on the old X-Tool F1. You can see I got some coins over here I made. I have been able to get toning and color with the Donald Duck, not Trump, but I bet his hair would show up too. I might have to try that one. I did a custom request for somebody. They wanted a Trump card made, so here's one of the tests I did. Thought that was hilarious. Let me see if I can adjust the layout so you guys can see what I'm doing. There we go. Gonna add my other camera. Woo! Look at me. Hi, everybody. Go back to this one. Appreciate it, Bacchus. Bacchus has one of them. Yep, this is one of the things that we do. We do coins, we do cards, we do tumblers, shirts, all kinds of stuff. Here's a stack of cards I finished last night. I worked till 5:50 a.m. getting our business cards done. We're going to drive around and pass out. Oops, upside down. We're going to drive around and pass out business cards, and they are metal, laser engraved by us. So if you want some cool cards, make sure you hit us up. Lisa, which YouTube channel are you currently in so I can jump over and mod you up? I'm going to get the laser up and running, process it. Now, sometimes these take quite a while. I did put 18. I need some long runs. Yeah, I do need some long run stuff. One of the things I was looking at, we can remake anything. You're on Jericho and Hercules channel? All right. We can remake anything that we make. I do samples and tests, but in order to keep inventory down, because we are nomads, so in order to keep inventory down, what I like to do is I'll keep the blanks and then I can make another one. All right, Lisa Simplified, you are a moderator now. Got the processing going for the coin. I might have to go in and batch it a few times. This is brass. I do also engrave silver, stainless steel. I'm going to show you guys the channel coin for what's actually a bar. I made this here yesterday on a live for Grandma Kelly. This is 3/9 fine silver, and look at the blue in that logo. We're going to put her YouTube birth date on the back, like a coin, you got to flip it. We're going to put her YouTube birth date when she started her YouTube channel right here on the back of that. DB in the house. Welcome in, DB. Welcome in. So I am obtaining toning and color on silver fairly regularly now. It is really honestly just luck. Scoot this back in. I got the processing started. Let's see what it says. Infrared is heating up. And this is Member Appreciation Month. So far this month, we gave away a 2-ounce silver bar from Cajun Bullion and a 1+ gram bag of gold pay dirt from the Gold Eagle Prospecting. I'm dropping the link tree for Hoodbilly Creations in chat. We are trying to get the Book of Faces to 100 followers. So if you can, please jump over to your Facebook if you have one and check out Hoodbilly Creations. We make cool stuff. And as always, we are live on multiple platforms. We are live on Instagram and 2 YouTube channels currently. It's definitely warm out, so I've been hiding from the heat. Oh, we also do patches for hats. We've got some teal to black, black to gold, black to silver. We did make a stacker's hat for you stackers out there. It's doing a rough pass right now on the coin, so we're going to show off the stacking hat. Stacking that AG, look at all them blocks of silver in there. You got big boy blocks, little blocks. No 2 stacks are the same. We are working on a logo for the guy that sings my song, Vinyl Generations. This is not the finished logo. This was just a test I did, laser in the logo. But we are finalizing the logo, and then I'll be revealing that. We're going to make them a stack of cards, and we're going to be making them some bandanas and some shirts. Here's my little Tinkerbell coin. Excuse me. I might have to go in and readjust. This is brass. Lisa Anderson, did you get your package? That was Lisa Anderson, wasn't it? Yeah. But yeah, this is a copper-colored brass round. Okay, you should. You won't get it today. Happy Juneteenth Day or whatever, everybody. I know none of y'all care. Bacchus is number 98 on the Facebook. Thank you, Bacchus. But it is on the way. We put it in a card, and my wife addressed it. I don't do the Book of Faces either, but when you're running a small business, marketplace is where it's at when you want to do local business. So Bacchus, there are no fumes because we are using the X-Tool air purifier unit. Little vacuum tube sucks it in here, purifies the air, and pushes it out. Doing a multi-layer processing. L. Arndt, welcome in, welcome in. For those of you over on the Instagram side, I cannot see chat for some reason. I clicked to go live. Okay, now it worked. So Instagram had a stroke, but we're live on Instagram now. All right, we did a little adjustments. Going to go back in and double check everything. This, I think, is going to be a long one. We got the initial base layer down. Processing. We do have a deal going on right now until this Saturday. 11 custom channel rounds. First one's $15, and then in groups of 10 after that, it's $6. So 11 custom channel rounds for $75 plus tax and shipping. Calculating the amount of time. Preparing for preview. Ernest Patton, welcome in. Tejan Aventuras, welcome in. Texan Silver, what's up? So we had a little bit of problem getting things rolling on the old YouTubes, but it's working now. 2 hours, 11 minutes, 9 seconds for the first run. Yeah, there's a lot of people on the old Instagrams. Yeah, we'll be on for a couple hours. Looking like we'll probably be on until 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for coming in. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up on your way in, your way out, whatever way you're at. L. Arms needs 3 more subscribers to hit 100. Oh, me. Oh, we should be at 98 for the Book of Faces, I believe. Laying down some heavy black lines on this one. So we'll switch over here, hanging out. I suppose I could get my other phone and send the guys a link, but we can hang out here and talk crap, have fun. I can't even check the Book of Faces business thing right now because I don't have my phone. My other phone. My phone? It's in the room, I think. I can grab it. I'm going to play a song real quick and I'll be right back. Hey, this is No Redemption by Johnny D. I'm going to turn it up loud.
No escaping from this bed, you know that I made. Inside I'm bleeding, this life I'm leading is bound to put me in the grave. Left torn and tired, just doesn't matter. It's just one more taste that I crave. There's no redemption.
Numismaniac in the house. What's up? Welcome in from the great cold. Yeah, the lag on the old Instagram live stream is insane. So if you're over on Instagram listening, come over to YouTube where it's running smooth. Ah, yes, we are definitely doing some laser action. It's laying down a heavy, heavy black image right now. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Wednesday. Hump day! I'm not sure where Old Eagle's at. I bet.
Maybe he was high on the hashish.
He's probably taking a nap. Yeah, I'm even dressed up a little bit. Got a little polo shirt on. I'm having a great day. Just received a parcel from Florida filled with coins. Nice. Gotta love the mail that comes with the coinage. Scrapyard prospecting in the house. What's going on, Scrappy? How's that weather down in Florida? Speaking of Florida. Getting ready to, I'm learning how to write G code. Steven Esterline, he's a little napping. Yeah, for some reason, Instagram is not working very well with the live stream. I guess I could have rotated the stream so it was horizontal for the Instagram. Got a couple hours of lasering for this coin here, Steven. Yeah, this guy, Steven Esterline, right here. He's the one that runs that awesome group over there. And he is on Hoodbilly Creation, so I'm going to switch over to that channel quick and get him. We're almost at 100 on the Hoodbilly as well. Rock Butcher in the house. What's going on, Rock Butcher? I keep hitting the wrong button. All right. So, Mr. Esterline, if you want to drop the group in chat, I would appreciate that. All right, L. You woke up, it was 35.6 degrees Fahrenheit. It made it to 53. That sounds nice and cozy. Scrapyard's trying to bring in a fossil guy for Reg and anyone else that may want to play with shark teeth. It's hot in Florida, but I'd like to come to Florida and get some shark teeth and do some metal detecting. It's dang hot in Florida. Jim, if you want the link, let me know and I can shoot you the link. I can actually drop it right down in chat because I'm not going to add you unless I know you. But I'm also not going to drop the link unless one of the guests wants to come up. Camera on, of course. Need to see your face. And please have pants on. Nobody wants to see a ding-a-ling. .68 degrees in Thunder Bay. I believe it was only in the 80s here today, but it was hot. The humidity is what gets you. I'm old, I know. Somebody said something about, you know you're old when you start saying the humidity is what gets you. All right, I'm typing the link to our group chat. All right, I sent it. It's not the heat, it's the humanity. I'll agree with that too. Look up Mudslinger Tours on the Book of Faces. I don't have the Book of Faces, man. I don't have the Book of Faces. I'll have to ask the missus if she wants to go shark tooth hunting in Florida. In the fall, maybe, or winter. It'd be cool. When all the tourists are gone. It's hot as hell in Florida. Laying down some serious darkness on this to get the first depths in. I think I'm going to have to go back in, edit it up a little bit, get some things adjusted. And I don't know if you guys saw. I don't want YouTube Music. I want YouTube Studio. Seeing that? Does tours all year long. It's in town, but it's on the creek. It feels like and sounds like you're miles from everything. All the tourists are moving to Florida. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. One of our buddies went down to Myrtle Beach for Father's Day weekend or whatever. The day after they went is when the lady got ran over by the cops on the beach. The insanity. The insanity. We also have a TikTok shop going up here pretty soon. And we're looking at doing getting our own website. Trying to decide what we should do for the name of it. The website. It should just be Hoodbilly Creations or
I have a million different movies.
website. You know what I'm saying? For typing in HBC, but Hoodbilly Creations so they can get in there easier. There's the world's re-owned geologist.
G'day, g'day, g'day.
So you had a nice cool day up there?
This is the warmest day we've had in quite a while. It's quite nice. We had absolutely biblical rains last night. It was nuts. And there was actually a tornado warning here, which is unheard of for Thunder Bay. And then, but yeah, no, today is bright and clear and sunny and beautiful day to sit out in the backyard. I don't know why I'm here. Maybe because you're here.
There you go. Well, you can take us outside.
I could. Then I wouldn't be able to see the screen. It's so bright.
Right.
It's like, I'll go sit out in the backyard later on.
So how was the turkey legs?
Oh, to die for. They're still, and then my wife decided to take my son out because her girlfriend called and said she was taking her girlfriend down to Wacky Wings. Or her girlfriend was taking her kids to Wacky Wings, so she brought my son with him. And so I ended up cooking. There's 5 of us. I cooked 6 wings, and I had 3 left over. So I'm going to cook those up again tonight, warm them up, and we can have them as leftovers.
Thunder Bay is one of the most unique communities I've ever seen. I'll never forget what it looks like looking over Lake Superior. It's one scary looking lake. It is a wicked lake, especially when the waves are going.
That big water is that is truly scary. I mean, I grew up on water and as a kid, but not on that water. That's even too big for me. So maybe on a day like today it'd be nice, but boy, the weather can come up on you pretty fast. There's a reason why they call it Thunder Bay. That's the waves. So I missed the startup. Who are we engraving for here?
This is the Lucko the Irish Club on Instagram.
Okay.
I don't really know how to invite people to the club.
I don't use Instagram anyway.
Yeah, it says we're having trouble streaming to Instagram. Yeah, because Instagram is terrible. Mr. Esterline said he'll be in and out here, but appreciates us doing this. Well, we appreciate you. That club is super awesome. Make sure you drop that club in chat because I know there's quite a few people that do the Instagrams, and I think it's like $6 a month to be in the club, but you can win silver, gold. He does you pick a card. He did that today. So you pick a card, and you got a 1 in 52 chance at a gram of gold.
That's all right.
So you can't beat that. And then throughout the week, he's got luck of the drunken Irish races, and he's got a treasure chest that you can win prizes out of. He's got does all kinds of fun stuff. He is getting punished right now on Instagram. Some snowflakes reported him, I think, for when Trump got found guilty. Lady Justice, he did a thing with Lady Justice, and they took the post down. I didn't get to see it. But it's insane the censorship these apps have. If it doesn't fit their ideals, they don't want nothing to do with it.
No, it's, the last 10, 15 years, we've really devolved, I mean, Canada and the U.S. both, into highly polarized groups of people. And myself included. I mean, and I've worked all over the world, like I've got nothing against people of different races or anything like that. But when it comes to politics, holy smokes, man. I mean, it used to be pick the best one, but now it's like, oh my God.
Well, it's insane. It's a circus.
It is. It is.
Telka Detector, welcome in, welcome in. I don't care what people vote for. Like, I might think you're an idiot because I disagree with it, but that's you. That's your choice. If you want to be dumb and do this, or this, that's totally on you. Be dumb. I don't care. I'm going to do what I feel is best for me, my family, my community, my people.
Sure.
And I mean, I'm not the most intelligent individual in the world, but I didn't vote for Biden.
See, there's that polarization right there, But no, I get what you're saying. It's that's the way it always was. And there's been times where, because our system's different from yours, where whoever's the leader of the party automatically becomes the prime minister. So we don't elect the prime minister. We elect the party, and whichever party gets the most seats there, that's the way it goes. But, like sometimes it depends on where we're living. And, sometimes the better candidate is a liberal, and sometimes the better candidate is a conservative, where you are, how the industry's going, And so I'll tell you the truth. Like in my life, I don't know how many times I've voted now, quite a few. I've voted kind of either way. I'm certainly a lot more conservative than I am liberal. But, there's been a couple times when I voted liberal. And not last time, though. Holy jumping. And they're out of control now. So, yeah, you got to vote for what's best for you. But the most important thing is to vote.
Yeah.
Get out there and vote. Don't sit on your ass. Oh, my vote's not going to count. It doesn't matter what I say.
Well, yeah, their vote isn't going to count because they don't go vote.
If you don't vote, you have zero right to bitch, and you're defaming the all of those guys that have died overseas to make sure that we're free and fair countries, democratic countries. You're kind of defacing that legacy, and that's it, man. Get out there and vote.
Yeah, don't vote drunk.
My wife got just don't vote drunk. That's right. Oh, I picked the wrong box. Sorry, can I do that again? My my wife got her Canadian citizenship there last year. And
Yep.
I'm going to make damn sure that she goes out. She said, I'm not going to tell her who to vote for. I'm going to let her make her own decision. But I'm going to make damn sure that she's registered, and she and I will go into the voting booth together. And she can go to booth 1 and I'll go to booth 2 and we'll vote.
Scrapyard might have voted drunk.
Precisely. That's exactly what I was saying. Yep. It's not just because their leader's got a cool haircut and
Well,
that's a good figure on a photograph.
It's not even that. They're doing it because Taylor Swift said so, and they're doing it because, I don't know, random dumbass famous people are telling them, hey, vote for this clown. He's our clown. We love our clown.
Yeah.
In the end, the government is not for the people.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. But and most politicians don't stick with what they say they're going to do when they get in office. And I use Wisconsin as an example. Governor Evers, he's a Democrat. I voted for Governor Evers because he said and swore on his campaign he is going to legalize marijuana and medical marijuana in the state of Wisconsin. He's not going to sign any bills or do anything until this gets put into office. It's time. You can get 20 years in prison for an ounce of weed in Wisconsin. You can go to Michigan, Minnesota, and Illinois and buy an ounce of weed at a store. But yet, if you walk across the street in one city and now you're in Wisconsin, that's 20 years in prison you could get. Granted, they don't really hand that out like that, but still, it's the fact of the matter that it's asinine. But that was the only reason I voted for that clown. And then when it became time to not vote for him, I unvoted him.
The skipper's always hungry now. He's off his pain meds, but he's hungry. You got to watch that girlish figure of yours there, Skipper.
Joe in here chatting? I'm missing it.
No, I haven't seen Joe yet.
Oh, there it is. I was trying to figure out the chat you were talking about.
Doom is Maniac, yeah.
Oh, my pootered out for a second.
Guys call him the Skipper. He wears a skipper's hat. Yeah, I know. I saw you in it last year. I was like, woo. I saw the photos.
I decided I'm going to shave till after Christmas so I don't get called Santa again this year.
There you go.
Tin Man, what's up, Tin Man? Welcome in, welcome in. The white beard is all that's growing back. So after I shaved, none of the red is growing back. Only the white.
Yeah. Yeah, the only place I've got some brown hairs now are in my eyebrows. On my head, anyway. And even my arms are starting to go white now. It sucks getting old.
It does only get better with age.
Yeah, that's right. When you look down like this and you go, oh my God. then you know you're old. You know. Anyway, completely different subject, completely different thing. Yesterday was a bit of a banner day. I got contacted by two different headhunters. One was looking for a chief geologist at a mine in Val d'Or, Quebec. And I love northwestern Quebec. You know, I worked up there years ago, and I really like the area. I really love the people. And my spoken French is fine. The problem with me is that my written French is probably on about a grade 4 level. You know, and the thing is that it's kind of hard to be a chief geologist at a mine when you can't write a report in French. So I politely declined, but I did give them contact details for a couple other colleagues of mine. I don't know if they're interested or not, or what they're doing. I haven't talked to them in over a year. But the second one was for, I mean, I told you about a month ago, there's a mine about 5 hours west of here in a town called Rainy River that was looking for a chief geologist. And it's a company called New Gold. And at the time, like, I've still got this Arizona thing going, but it's just putting along. At the time, I had a couple of other irons in the fire that were actually quite exciting, but they failed to come to fruition. And, you know, all the hope in the world doesn't pay the bills, right? So I asked him, I had a long talk with, I told him, yeah, okay, I'm interested. He says, I'll call you again tomorrow and get some more info. So this morning I had a long talk with him, and yeah, it's that mine. And my big question was, like, what happened? Like, this job was up there for a month, and I saw online on LinkedIn, it said they had 21 applicants for the job, and they didn't take any of them. And now they're looking again. So where does the problem lie? You know, is it?
Yeah, that's weird.
Are they really fussy, or did the guys get there and say, you know, or they picked one or two guys, come for a tour, and the guy said, to hell with this, you know, I don't want to have anything to do with it. So the explanation I got was that the other headhunting company that had been hired to do the job wasn't very picky about who they were processing, and they actually got fired. And then this company, I've known these guys off and on. I've done business with them over a couple of years, and usually for temporary stuff. At any rate, it's like, you know what? I tick every one of those boxes except for maybe 2 in this list of 12 things they want. And so, you know, what they say, that, you know, sell your strengths and hire your weaknesses. And so I told him, I says, okay, I'll throw my hat in the ring there, and maybe set my consulting hat down for a while. It's pretty big money. And it's only a 5-hour drive, 4.5-hour drive from home.
Well, that'll be nice.
Yeah,
you won't have to drive, what is it, 36 hours to get to Arizona and back?
Yeah. You know, or what was it, 18 hours up to Lynn Lake?
Yeah.
In Manitoba. So, yeah, so nominally it's supposed to be 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, but since I live this close here, I'll probably talk to them about doing something different. Maybe week on, week off, or something like that. The lithium project, Stacy, they haven't got back to me. And I'll tell you, if they called me tomorrow, I guarantee you they would probably pay me equivalent to what this gold mining company wants me to pay. And that job would be a hell of a lot more fun than being chief geologist at a gold mine that's struggling. So, you know, I mean, I'm kind of a bit of a champ at fixing machines that are broken in the mining sector. So, like, I could give it my best kick at the cat, but I'd much rather do that lithium job.
Now, does the mine, how the mine make, what they make, vary your pay? So do you get like bonuses? Say, you know, you point over here and you're like, hey, you guys should be focusing here, and then they hit a mother load. Does Jimmy get a bonus?
They didn't mention anything about production bonuses in this talk, but that will definitely be on the agenda when I talk to him.
I'm trying to make a pot of coffee here.
I mean, that last, up at Lactus Hill, just north of town here, I stopped counting it. $350 million worth of metal that I found, me with my drills, and I didn't see a cent of that in terms of bonus, so that won't happen again.
Well, that's some bullshit.
Yep. No, there definitely should have been some kickback there to not just me, but to the drill team as well,
Mm-hmm.
Work. So
Heavy metal detecting passion in the house. Super excited, having a great day. Yeah, Jim yelled at me the other day. I need to take care of my health a little bit better. Oh shit! My camera's still muted. I have a severe ADHD. If I can't sleep, I'm gonna do something. If I'm laying there trying to sleep, my brain's going like this.
I hate it when
I might as well be up lasering or learning something. Like I'm learning G code, how to write G code for CNC machines right now. Teaching myself how to write code for CNC, and you'd think that would put you to sleep, right? It gets all these ideas going in my head. What can I make? I can do some cool shit, like it's a never-ending cycle. My wife says I'm crazy, but I do nap. I nap here and there, sleep when I can.
Yeah, just try to make sure you get enough sleep per night. Per 24-hour period.
She'll DV has to watch Corner Gas Station at night so that she can sleep. I don't know what that is.
Wasn't that a Canadian show, Corner Gas? I think so. Maybe not. Right, Stacy, remember what I told you? Bring your compass with you.
Yeah, she said, yeah.
Get your head in the plane of the fault if it's up on the back, and look at it on the face and measure, get your bearing, and then get your dip.
In the fictional town of Dog River. Should we play the Let's Call Gold Eagle? Harass Joe. Should we harass Joe?
Yeah, go for it. I can message him if you want. Oh, you got your phone.
I'm gonna call him and harass him.
Okay.
I'm not video chatting him.
I gotta blow my nose. I gotta mute myself so you guys don't get blown out.
Live ads, at least. Your eligible videos, including on-demand, live, and previously live, have been viewed at least 600,000 minutes in the last. What the hell is that? We just gotta. She's showing me some stuff from the old book of faces for the business account, and it don't make sense to me. All right, we're calling Joe.
How much do you think that?
Oh, it's how many minutes they have to be watched.
You got bars of gold.
The videos or the lives?
Stupid.
Your zipper's busted.
I know.
Numis Maniac's going through a bunch of coins, lurking. All right, here's Old Eagle. Is he going to answer?
I fixed that zipper like 3 times. How you dare to pick up the call?
Oh, it went through. Oh, he didn't answer it.
Right now. I'll get back. No, it's fine. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hey, Joe, we're wondering where you're at. You sleeping? So do you guys remember in the United, I don't know if Canada did it, but in the United States, when cell phones were like becoming popular in the late 90s, you could pay to have ringtones and then songs on your voicemails. Did you guys have that up there?
I don't remember in the old days because I'm not that technologically advanced, but maybe.
That's like asking if we.
So Jim, did you have a pager and a bag phone?
I had a pager at one job. I did. But,
Me too. Yeah.
But the coolest phone I ever had was a briefcase satellite phone, and I had that in Chile, and that thing was a complete pain in the butt. And so I set it up at the camp. I got the guys to build me a little table just outside of the kitchen and underneath a little roof, even though it's the Atacama Desert. It's not going to rain, but keep the sun off it. Pointed at the correct satellite using the compass and everything, and plug it in. And the problem was the client kept calling me, and like I'm underground, I'm working, and I get back up, and the cook would be like, "Jimmy, your phone, bring, 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 bring," and then I'd look and like it's, the client's office has called me 6 times today, and so I called him back, and it's like, yeah, oh, what's happening? Give me an update. So I'm working. You want me to sit here and chat with you, or you want me to, I'm going to give you an update once a day? So, I mean, I put my foot down, man. I talked to my boss about it. I'm like, oh my God, this has got to stop. And I said, okay, here's the deal. Every Friday at 4 p.m., they can call me and I will give them an update for the week. And I'll have it all prepared, and I'll sit there and we'll talk for half an hour, and it'll probably cost $10,000. And, and that's it. So that's what we have. My worst cell phone I ever had in my life. But that said, and the skipper will get a kick out of this one, on my current cell phone and every cell phone I've had since about, 2003, my ringtone is the intro song to Hockey Night in Canada. The jingle that comes on it used to be on CBC and now it's on other networks, but it's a famous song in Canada. Every Canadian knows that song, right? And especially even just the first, you hear the first 10 notes and you know exactly what song it is. And I've had that phone. I'm sitting on the bar in Shanghai or Ulaanbaatar or Tirana in Albania or, Mersin in Turkey. And it's gone off. And the first thing I do when my phone rings is I look around. And if I see someone else in the crowd looking at me like this, I know there's another Canadian in the bar. It works every time. And they all come over. They're like, hey, I didn't realize another Canadian. How are you doing? Yeah.
That first deep boom
right
before the intro starts, I would recognize
that's
sound.
It. Exactly, yeah. Big cymbal crash. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
DB used to manage a pager store.
Holy moly.
So I had this bag phone. It was about this wide, this tall, by that, 35 pounds. And then it had an RCA adapter because I had a 20-foot whip antenna like for a CB on my car.
Yeah.
The cord coming up, and then I'd screw it in together, put the antenna in. It was $1.50 a minute.
I believe it.
And I had people calling, asking, "Hey, where you at? You're serious? You just want to know where I'm by the water fishing."
Yeah. You owe me $3.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Technology has definitely come a long way since then.
Yeah, no kidding. No, I've used last summer. I was using a cell phone that's smaller than I was using a sat phone that is smaller than my cell phone.
Damn.
Yeah. And lighter. Mind you, it doesn't have much of a screen on it. But if you're streaming on your sat phone, you're in a world of hurt in the first place.
Well, that was one of the things we were looking at. So they have Starlink phones and all that crap. And then I'm like, if Garmin GPS works everywhere in the mountains, no matter where you're at, your GPS is going to tell you where you're at.
Yeah.
Why don't they have a freaking phone option? Now they do.
Does Garmin have a phone?
It's not really a phone. It's more of a smart GPS where you can send text messages.
Oh, you're talking about InReach. Yeah.
InReach, yep.
InReach, yeah. We use that all the time. But yeah, typically, like when they first started putting up GPS satellites, they were not receivers. They were simply transmitters. And so all they did was transmit a continuous signal, which was actually the time code, the time signal. And then your device on the ground would pick up those signals with the code to each satellite and triangulate your position. But yeah, now we've got that. InReach is really, really handy actually, because my guys, I thought I showed you this when we were down in North Carolina. I guess I didn't. My guys in the field will send me a message, and I get it both on my Gmail account and I get it on my cell phone. And it's like, we're here, we're starting from here. And or okay, we're checking in, it's lunchtime, everybody's good, right? And then, or it's, oh my God, Jason cut his leg off with the chainsaw, send the helicopter. And you know precisely where they're at on the ground. And it's a fantastic safety tool. Yeah. The one thing you don't want to do on those newer devices is pull the plastic cover off and push the button on the side that says SOS.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
That's when the Canadian Armed Forces comes and finds you. The search and rescue guys. And that's going to cost you a bit of money.
To the point where you're going to miss your satellite phones.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how it's laying down some black there. Hey, Jim, I'll be right back. I got to do something quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to mute myself.
Yeah, that's the big money button for sure, Stacy. SOS stands for shit ton of silver. Yeah. It actually happened once a couple of years ago, and they're actually a little more on the ball than that. The first thing that happened was I got a phone call from the local Ontario Provincial Police Detachment saying, hey, we've received an SOS signal from this machine. What's going on? And I said, okay, give me 10 minutes and I'll get back to you. And I checked in with them in the field, And what it was one of the guys, they had two. One of the guys left his in his rucksack, and I guess the little screen kicked open or something. He dumped his rucksack on the ground, laid it down on its side, and it kicked off the signal. And the other guy sent me back, said, "No, there's no problem here. Everybody's fine." So I shut it down pretty quick. But if I hadn't been able to get in touch with them, they would have gone, man. The helicopters would have flown, and yeah, it would have been full on.
Yeah, that's one of the things the Garmin thing does is if there's like a big tumble or fall, or like a big fast elevation change, some weird, like there's a bunch of weird different things that it does.
Yeah.
It will beep to get your attention, but it's getting ready to send help, and then it sends help.
Yes. That's right. Yeah.
But like with us going out in the mountains, especially some of the places we're looking at going, we don't have cell service. We don't have any way to, and I'm fat. I have seizures, and
yeah. No, you definitely want to get something like that. And you don't even need, like, there's different kind of, there's like pay as you go, pay per text kind of thing if you want.
Yeah.
Or you can get a little, you can get a, like a parcel or whatever they call it, a bundle, X per month, and you get so many texts per day or whatever. And yeah, I mean, just get the basics of what you need. But I would definitely have one of those with me. It's better to have it with you and not need it than the opposite way around, right?
True story. I can't see chat right now. I'm outside.
I can't. Just Stacy and DB here. Haven't seen the skipper in a while. I guess he's counting his silver here.
He's checking out his change that he got. Oh, garden. We got over 20 tomatoes now on the vine.
Wow.
20 some banana peppers. Anybody know what to do with banana peppers?
Oh, they're awesome just the way they are. Especially if they're hot.
These are warm.
Yeah, I cut them long ways in half, and if I do like steak on a bun or veal on a bun or something like that, put them right on there. Give them a little fry to soften them up a little bit, and they're awesome.
Corn's growing. We got 2 stalks of corn that made it. We got some radishes.
Yeah, nothing wrong with cutting them into Cheerios, throwing them in a jar full of vinegar, and pickling them either.
That was the other thing. She's was looking at pickling them.
Yep.
We got some Famous Dave's super hot pickle juice. The thing I'm most excited about is the sweet potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I've grown regular potatoes. I've never grown sweet potatoes.
Yeah, in Africa, that's pretty much all they grow in the Sahel is yams, they call them, sweet potatoes.
Then we got some monster cucumbers.
Because the green mambas, even though all the ground around it, the Africans scrape all the plants right off the ground. It's just bare dirt. But then you get these yam patches. And because they're all green and leafy, that's where the bugs and stuff go. And the green mambas will get in there, and they're actually small enough that they can actually coat on the leaves of the yam plants. Yeah. And normally the green ones, their mouths aren't big enough to open up wide enough to bite you, although they're deadly venomous. But if you're not careful and you're walking right by, they can get you right on the edge of the foot or on the little toe or something like that, and then you got issues. We had 2 guys got bit on the foot when I was in Central African Republic, and Doc saved them both. But that's my sweet potato story. I just like to fry them.
That's one of my favorite dishes at Thanksgiving. The candied yams with the marshmallows. I was gonna say mushrooms. The marshmallows and the brown sugar.
Right on.
I watched a lady on Instagram. She was cooking summertime candied yams, and she used 2 pints of Canadian maple syrup.
Oh my God.
It was like one of them big stock pots.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's pureed into like baby food mush, but she puts them in jars after she makes it.
Mm-hmm.
Puts like a cream, a homemade sweet cream on top of it, and then puts it in the freezer.
Yeah.
And they eat it like ice cream. Thought that was kind of interesting.
Freaking Google, man.
One of these nights, I'm going to go live at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, panning some dirt. I got a bucket over here I need to pan.
It'll be you and your Australian friends watching.
I'll have Dutchie, the Australians, the people from Vietnam.
That should be up early. Yeah.
I've got so many people from Vietnam right now that watch my stuff. So the name Jericho is a common name in Vietnam. LAP coins in the house. Welcome in, welcome in. All right, I'm gonna scroll back, see what I missed. Homing pigeon, 406 sends smoke signals when he gets hurt. LAP coins, I'm gonna mod you up if I can find you.
He's
Which
on the
chat you're in?
Hercules channel.
All right. LAP Coins does some fun stuff. We are getting ready to do a members race. I haven't decided what I'm going to put in for the members race. Probably do a subscriber party here coming up. Looking at doing something a little interesting.
School ending here shortly. I might throw the kids in the truck and go for a drive down to Trans-Canada and see if we can't get more of those quartz plates.
That'd be cool.
Pull over at different spots and
I'll drive.
see what. No, you're not going to drive. And see what's. See what's going on. Sarah just got her driver's license.
Now you got to let her drive. So.
Not on the highway.
Can you have open container if you're a passenger in Canada? No?
I don't think you're allowed open containers, period.
No open container, period. Even if it's on the back seat on the floor.
Even if it's empty, I don't think.
Yeah.
Now, what if you got a limo driver? Like in the States, certain states you can, but if you got a limo driver or a chauffeur, then you can drink and like you can drink the champagne. And,
maybe you can.
Because you're separated from the driver.
Mm-hmm.
Just put some chicken wire in your turd and separate you and put yourself in the back seat, and then you can say, "She's my chauffeur."
My turd would turn your Jeep into a pancake.
That thing does get pretty good gas mileage, though. I was impressed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. It does. Especially on the higher end. You would think, like when you're doing 80 mile an hour, you'd think it would it's sucking gas. Don't get me wrong. But the difference between 70 mile an hour and 90 mile an hour, there's not a big difference in gas consumption. It's all in the gearing, I guess.
So you know how in NASCAR they have the car out there that's keeping everybody down to a certain speed?
Pace car, yeah.
Pace car. There you go. Pace car. You can tell I don't watch NASCAR. So the pace car, they're talking about doing that in Chicago and in the Chicago area now.
Really?
They're going to have dump trucks and big Class B trucks leading people at the speed limits.
Oh my God. So I'll tell you, like going through, like I wanted to make a video of it, but I was afraid to take my one hand off the steering wheel. Like, you know, like I was going with the flow of traffic, and there were guys, so I was doing 80, and there were guys going by me at 110. Easy.
Yep.
Easy.
Yeah,
And
my
in and
Nissan,
out,
when I did it, it
in and
was
out like this, you know.
just bobbing and weaving, hauling ass.
It's like, oh my sweet Lady Gaga.
My little go-kart, when I went through, we actually hit we encountered a multi-car accident, and I had US Cellular at the time, and I had my GPS programmed. I didn't want to touch my phone because at that time, if I screwed with it, I didn't have cell service. I had no map. I had no idea where I was going.
Okay.
So I just left the phone. I'm like, okay, this sucks. Voice to text the wife, and I'm like, you know, I've been sitting here for 2.5 hours. We're going maybe 2-3 miles an hour, and we come to this corner point, and a cop is ramming another cop car.
Grab me a beer.
He just keeps T-boning this cop car.
Really?
They're mad at each other.
The sideways dog look.
Yeah, I was just like, welcome to Illinois.
Oh my God.
There's mushrooms growing in the fire pit.
Oh really?
Really? Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to go see.
Don't eat them.
Have to go see if they're edible. Maybe they're morels.
Oh, you could have some morels in the fire pit. I've heard of that before.
Oh yeah, because they grow on burnt fir wood. So
yeah. Renee's hanging out.
wouldn't that be something? Half a pound of morels out of the fire pit. I wouldn't have a fire for the next 2 weeks. I'd be waiting for more to grow.
We were looking at you can grow your own morels by buying the spores, and then you create the psyllium barrier, and then you inject it, and they said it takes 2 to 3 years to grow, but you can get patches of pounds and pounds and pounds of mushrooms. Well, in Southwest Wisconsin, where you can just walk out in your yard and find them by the grocery bag,
yeah.
they're still $15 to $20 a pound.
Yes.
Now you take them into the city to the farmers market, we were getting $90 to $120 a pound.
Absolutely.
So that's a hustle right there. Instead of growing you some funny mushrooms, grow you some morels.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember at the Red Lake mine, the touchy-feely office people decided that we needed a nice little park space back behind the office in the sunshine, with picnic tables and that, where people could eat. And they cleared this area off. They put topsoil in. They put these gardens in, and then they filled the gardens with mulch. And, like mulch, pine bark or whatever it is, kind of to keep the weeds down. Planted nice perennials there. And I was out there with my buddy Rick Spruill one time having a cigarette, and I looked down at the mulch, and I said, "Rick, those are morels." And we looked, and there was a half a pound of morels growing up out of the mulch. And I guess they got the mulch from some old burn somewhere, and he's like, He's like, I got my pocket knife. He says, don't tell anybody. We'll come back tomorrow and see if there's more. We ended up splitting them, and I had them that night with my pork chop. So it was really good.
It didn't work the way I wanted it to, but I took a pork chop and I did the old slice down the side, stuffed some real blue cheese crumbles in there and some morel mushrooms in there.
Mm-hmm.
Seared it in the pan and then cooked it. It didn't taste as good as I thought it would have.
Okay.
But
It hurts to write.
Yeah, no kidding. That's terrible.
it didn't complement each other. I'll say
you gotta brown the morels.
Yeah, I should have cooked them in the butter.
I prefer to. Yeah, I do mine in butter, and I'll add even maybe a little splash of beer, and then a little roux to thicken it up and make like a mushroom gravy, and that goes really, really well with pork chops. It goes really well with fish too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like heavy fish, like salmon or trout. Not with. I wouldn't do it with walleye or something.
What about catfish?
Yeah, it'd probably go good with catfish. That's a flavorful fish, you know.
Catfish is the easiest fish to clean.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've only caught a few in my life, and I've never kept one.
They're delicious, especially when you get them about 12 to 18 inches. They stay alive forever. You can you put water in your bathtub. You can throw them in your bath. Your wife don't like it because it leaves a fish scum ring around there. But you can throw them in your bathtub with some fresh cold water and get the river water taste out of them. And then what my uncle does, he does it in a 5-gallon bucket. He'll just throw a couple in each 5-gallon bucket with ice and cold water. And then he'll put a nail in a tree, cuts it with his grinder, and then stabs the fish head on there, skins them, cuts them out, throws the pieces into a bag with buttermilk and sugar, puts that in the refrigerator for 24 hours, and then there's no slime taste, no nasty taste left.
Oh, yeah.
Catfish is definitely my favorite. My wife loves salmon.
Yeah, I never cleaned a catfish.
I want to go noodling. I've been noodling and got a small catfish, but I was watching a video of a guy. He had this tiny little, I'd say 4'5", 4'6" little brown-haired girl. He's like, listen, if you get stuck, just start thrashing your feet. I'll know, and then we'll pull you up. And she goes down in the water, and her feet are just a thrashing. When you put your hand in the big catfish's mouth, it clamps down. It's like hitting your hand with a hammer.
Yeah.
And even on the small ones, it's like you just smash your hand with a hammer right here.
Yeah.
But she had her arm all the way in to the elbow in this fish, and her hand was coming out the gill. But they went down and they were kicking the fish so that the fish would come out of the hole. And like they took a little Nemo dive unit, stuck the breather in her mouth so she had some air while they were trying to get her and the fish out. And the fish was bigger than her when they brought it up. But she did not, like, she had her arm through that sucker and would not let go. Like she was holding it.
Yeah.
Renee says, fried catfish, coleslaw, fries, and hush puppies, you got a fish fry. I actually prefer mine to the butter, tinfoil, and onions. Throw it on the grill, slow cook it. That's how I like my catfish. Little slices of lemon on there when you're grilling it.
Yeah, catfish up here, they're pretty much, that's in the south. You don't get a lot of them up north. You do in some places. There's populations, but they're not big. They don't get as big.
So you don't get any of the big blues, or you don't have blues or any of the big.
No.
Well, you're close enough to the Mississippi River. What are you, 5.5, 6 hours away?
Yeah.
You can head right down to the Mississippi River and you can catch a catfish as big as Arvi.
It's all right. I can drive 30 minutes that way and catch lake trout damn near the same size. So
true. And I bet they taste a lot better.
They taste a lot better. That's right. Yeah. If I caught a lake trout that size, I'd give it a kiss on the head and I'd put it right back in the water.
Take some pictures. Take some pictures.
Definitely take a picture. Those fish, those are the baby makers, those big ones like that. Holy moly.
So, can you transport them and put them in a different pond? Say you got like a 10-acre pond in your golf course community or whatever.
If you have a private pond that's privately owned, then yes, you can do that. My uncle has that, actually. He's got a pond in his backyard that is not directly connected to the lake. As a matter of fact, the creek that comes out and joins the other creek is not nearly deep enough for any self-respecting fish to swim through. But he dug that pond out when he built the house, and yeah, he's got catfish in there. He's got I don't know what the heck he's got in there now. I mean, to tell you the truth, probably mostly just catfish, but I think he had a bunch of perch. But it's pretty muddy water. Like it's pretty
catfish would thrive in there.
Yeah, but he every time we've got extra minnows left over and we're not going to use them, he throws them in the pond. And he built a little gravel bed right where the river flows out, and so or right where the creek flows out. So hopefully the minnows will start spawning. And yeah.
Welcome back, Elle. Welcome back. You got to see how much time we got left on this burn. Another hour to go, Jim.
Oh my gosh. We'll have to see a highly detailed photo when it's done.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to take a picture and put it on the old community tab.
Mm-hmm. So that laser thing, different subject, different question. Is there a lifetime kind of thing on that laser, or do you have to replace tubes or
nope?
Capacitors
it's not a CO2 laser. Nope. I mean, eventually certain parts will wear out like they do in life on any machine. Mm-hmm. But it's got a Galvo server, and that's one of the things that ends up timing out eventually.
Okay.
But you get a couple 100,000 hours out of it.
Really? Wow.
Well, there's guys that have had these since the prototype came out. And that's 4.5 years ago for this laser specifically. And they're still full-time burning with them.
Wow.
We're looking at doing, I'm getting some graphite blocks in because I'm going to be taking another part of learning. I'm taking a photo and then I'm going to turn the photo into a 3D image, then convert that into an STL file and then a G-code file to CNC in the carbide or in the graphite to be able to make smelting blocks.
Okay. To make molds for smelting.
To make molds for smelting, yep.
Pouring. Yeah, cool.
But one of the things I've learned last night while doing my research is that you can actually do it with this laser.
Huh.
It just takes a long time, and you have to hook the vacuum up to the back of it and not the air filter. So because they say graphite is similar to coal dust. You don't want to breathe that shit in.
No.
It's attracted to electricity and electrical components. So you want to vacuum that shit out. You don't want to let it get into your system.
Yeah, for sure.
But I found a 3D print. It basically looks like a narrow horn speaker that you hook up to a shop vac, and then you just set it on the side of the machine, and it'll vacuum the dust. Blistering Barnacle Adventures, welcome in, welcome in.
Morning, he says. Holy jumping. He must be in Australia now.
Well, for him, it's 2:30 in the morning, I think. 6 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, he's in UK. Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Good night.
It'll be 3:30. 3:30 a.m.
Oh, my God. Oh. Yeah, that'd be cool if you could laser out graphite molds for guys that like to cast, coins or whatever. And I think there's definitely a market there. Oh, he says it's just after.
Oh, it's only $12.39 for him.
Where are you at, Barnacles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, UK.
Great Britain.
Yeah.
Yep.
5 hours ahead of me. 5 hours ahead of you.
And you.
And you.
We're in the same time zone, Jim.
I know.
Crazy and oddly enough, even though you're on the other side of the Central Standard Time zone.
That's right. I could throw a baseball across the Central Time Zone line, but from here, but I'm still Eastern.
That's still crazy. You can see the trees in this sucker, I'll tell you that. I see I'm going to have to go in and invert the image probably at the last step to remove some of the dark on the right side of the coin. But detail-wise, you can see the little leprechaun holding the pot of gold. I was thinking about doing a series of prospector rounds. But I have to find. So Rattlesnake Randy, I don't know. He's the one that taught Ozzy Osbourne how to pan for gold. He was on that Dave Turn show not that long ago. He does tours up in the Dakotas. He's got 9 claims up there that he owns. And somebody did a picture of him playing with a rocker box, and I think that's going to be the first one that I'm going to do.
You got his permission to do it?
Yep. He said the only thing he wants is me to do a giveaway of one in his honor. So that's Blistering says, I've been panning silver, casting sand today. Any advice is appreciated. You're going to have to explain that a little bit better. I've been panning silver.
Oh, he's panning sand to cast silver in.
Oh, he's sifting out the heavy sands.
Yeah. That's what.
There's an oil you got to add to it if you're making your own sand.
Yeah, you need I don't know. I can't remember what it's called, but
it's a high heat oil.
Oil base, yeah.
I can't remember what the name of it is. But anybody out there, if you know anything, I've got some casting sand to pan. I'm still confused. Oh, he might be going through his burnt sand to recover silver.
Oh, maybe.
I just use a kitchen strainer device. That'll be the easiest. Yep, that's what it was, Jim. He's got to go through the. All right, so I would just use the kitchen strainer device, and then because the casting sand is fine, so the silver should be larger generally than the sand.
Yeah,
it should be really easy to pan that.
Should be simple to pan. Yeah. The problem would be if it's already casting sand, it's full of oil.
Yeah.
And
that's just why you hit it with the old kitchen strainer. Put it in the kitchen strainer and shake the shit out of it. Yeah, I wouldn't even try panning it. I would just put it in the kitchen strainer and tap it on something, knock the sand out, and filter the silver that way. Oh, so you got any plans coming up for the weekend?
No, that's like I was saying. Maybe throw the kids in the truck and take them down the road. We got my son's grade 8 graduation tomorrow, so I got to go in and meet a principal that I hate her guts and teacher that I hate her guts.
Wear your commie shirt.
Hey, how about you
I like the way you think.
To the school, and if she just so happens to be crossing the road, I gotta learn how to not get Dermot points somehow, right?
Just wear your ice milk. Oh, have Sarah wear your ice milk commie shirt.
No, I don't think the police would care because I'm pretty sure they're also fed up with her.
Nice, Jamie. DB's back.
DB's back.
It's okay. I'll call C-Bun.
It's okay. C-Bun will throw me in jail fast as he'll throw anybody else in jail. No.
So all you do when you're going by her is you just open the door real quick. Ding! And if you use your foot when you open the door, it has more force than your arm because the wind is pushing against the truck. So
yeah.
I like your thinking. Perhaps I'll have a hockey stick sticking out by the window and just whack her in the head with it as well.
I don't know, officer. I heard something hit my door, so I backed up, and
my door hit her again,
and ran over something, and this, I didn't see her. Honest to God. Yeah, no, that doesn't work.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, when you buy your own insurance and your own vehicle, you could do that, my love. Until then,
door check.
You're out of luck.
Throw a curling stone.
No, that's Peggy.
So that's the wrong daughter. Wrong daughter.
You got the wrong daughter here.
No, you know what? When I get my private pilot's license, I will invite her out and I'll take her parachuting.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll find an old parachute from like the War Museum, and I'll just give that one to her. Yeah. I don't know, officer. I think the parachute expired. It just so happened to be made in the 1800s.
Just let me get my hands on the parachute first, and I can fix that.
Oh, no, not the ones from the 1800s. No, we'll give you one that is up to date.
I told Sarah that when she gets her private license, I'll put my parachute on. She can take me up. I'll step outside onto the strut, close the door, wave goodbye, and she can let me out over the house.
Imagine looking up. Can you see you
Then she can
parachuting?
fly back. She can fly back to the airport. Yeah.
So she really wants to be a pilot.
100%.
Well,
She's accepted to the co-op course.
you've got some brass ones. I won't get in a plane.
Really?
There's many reasons, but I won't get in a plane. We've thought about it. We've talked about it. I would rather drive
Come on, it's
to
so fun.
California and back twice before I get on a plane.
You know, like you and I are kind of in the same boat, but for different reasons. Like if I had $1 for every hour I spent on airplanes, my kids wouldn't have to go to university. And because it's so much safer than driving. But you know, the thing that guts me now is the hassle. And, you know, especially here, like in this part of Canada, everybody's got to go through Toronto. In the Toronto airport, they did some worldwide airport ranking, and it was in like the top 5 worst airports in the entire world. And for passenger appreciation or whatever you want to call it. And I just don't, I don't want the hassle, you know, like I get it. Like if I got to go to Dallas for a meeting for the week or something like that, okay, fly me down, but at least give me a day or two. Don't say, okay, get on in the morning, you're going to make this flight, then you're going to make this connection in Chicago, then you're going to, you know, forget that shit.
Yeah.
I need an extra day somewhere along the way. And
I don't want to fly for the people. Number one, you're stuck on a plane with annoying Karens, lots of Karens.
Mhm.
I have no problem cussing somebody out.
Yeah.
I'll be the one to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Then the second part is you don't get to see shit on your trip. I love the little weird diners and the weird touristy type things that we go by.
That's it.
I don't, you miss too much.
Yeah. That's for me, and that's why I drive to Arizona more than I fly. Because you know what? When I want to pull over, I don't have to pay extra money for a really shitty microwave sandwich on a freaking airplane. You know, I can pull into a nice diner and have a good meal. You know, if I want to stop for the night, I can stop and get myself a hotel room and go buy a box of beer and sit down and, you know, watch TV or whatever, or the internet. And then away you go again the next morning, you know, get up at 5 o'clock and bing, you're on the road. And it's so much nicer to drive. I could sit there and vape while I'm driving, you know, talk to myself. I don't have to worry about who's sitting in the seat next to me. Like you and I are not small men. And
no, that's the other thing. I'm too fat to fly.
But, you know, like if I get stuck in the middle seat, it's like sitting in the back. I don't know how many Army people are in here, but if I ever said you sat in the back of an M113 in full battle rig, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I feel like when I'm sitting in the middle seat wearing a T-shirt on the friggin' airplane. And it's like, oh my God, there's no room. You know, like one person's got to sit forward, one person sits back, another person leans forward, another person sits back. Oh my God.
And then, okay, so I think of an airplane like a giant bus, basically.
Oh yeah.
I farted in a bus and made everyone in the bus gag.
I was gonna
Like-
suggest. I was gonna suggest.
Can you get kicked off a plane for farting? I mean, I get gas. I'm lactose intolerant. I get gas from air. So like, and I love Mexican food and I love eating beans and I love eggs and all the things that make farts stink. Did you get kicked off a plane for farting?
Yep.
I doubt it, because by the time you do the deed, you're already up at elevation. So I don't know.
I was gonna say maybe he could jump. What is it? Jump seat with me up in the cockpit.
Yeah.
But if he's gonna rip one, never mind. You don't want your pilots incapacitated.
Hey, you won't fall asleep. I'll tell you that.
I don't know. We might pass out though. Imagine all the oxygen
That's just wrong,
masks,
man.
all the oxygen masks come.
But I mean, think about it though. Like, do they have air? They obviously have to have some kind of air filtration unit, a HEPA filter or something on these planes. But the people in general, like, I've walked by people in the grocery store and their armpit smell or assorted other stanks made me gag. Could you imagine being stuck on a plane next to two French guys? That would just, and then me in the middle farting.
Well, you'd all get along then. I have heard that the closer to the front of the airplane you are, the cleaner the air is.
Okay.
And the acronym, actually, you're going to laugh, is FART. And it is. It's in aircraft, it's front air in, return tail. And so when air's drawn into the cabin, it comes into the front and it comes out, goes out through the back of the airplane, which makes sense. The airplane's going this way, right?
Yeah.
Imagine it starts coming.
And so and that's the acronym for it.
Are you using Hercules as a pillow?
Speaking of air coming in from the side, I want you to listen to this question I got in physics class today.
Okay, do I really need to hear this right now, or can we?
I kind of want to hear it. It's a physics question.
Okay, Sarah Jericho wants to hear it. Go ahead.
Okay, hang on. It was one of these
Question she got in physics today.
Okay, what type of friction does an airplane experience in flight? Is it B, static friction, C, air resistance, D, none of the above, or A, rolling friction?
Well, they do experience static. They have to discharge the static, but what? I don't know. What's the answer?
Rolling friction was really funny.
Rolling friction.
What kind of friction does an airplane experience during flight? Rolling friction.
Well, yeah, that's because as it's rolling down the highway, the tires are experiencing friction on the
aircraft is flying
on the runway.
It's flying altitude.
Okay.
And one of the choices is rolling friction.
Okay.
So I was picturing the airplane barrel rolling as it was
picturing
flying.
the airplane doing a barrel roll as it flies.
No.
I showed her the video of the 707 doing a barrel roll there the other day.
The correct answer is air resistance, though.
I know.
It is air resistance.
Yes. Not static friction.
But don't they experience static?
Oh, but that's static electricity. That's not friction.
Unless you're going through a storm, I guess.
Friction. This is static friction. My beer can is sitting right here. In order to move my beer can, I must overcome the force of static friction on the table to get it to move.
And if you don't overcome it, it stays still.
If you don't overcome that force of static friction, the beer can will move.
AI says it's called friction drag or skin friction drag, and it's the resistance of the air against the plane surface caused by the air molecules rubbing along the plane, slowing it down.
Yes.
This rubbing force acts in the opposite direction to the plane's motion.
Which can slow
The magnitude of the friction drag is affected by several factors: the speed, the air's stickiness and humidity, and the plane shape.
Okay, so that's a whole bunch of word salad to answer. The one answer was air friction. Air resistance, yes. Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why pilots like landing against the wind. You know.
Oh,
fluid friction, Jim. They call it fluid friction instead of static friction when it's flying.
It could be fluid, yeah, because you could treat air as a fluid at speed.
Pretty interesting. And I would have got that one wrong.
There you go.
So there's no mail today. No banks are open. If they had schools would have been closed.
Wow, what's going on in America today?
It's Juneteenth Day. It's the day. I don't know, to be honest. I think it's.
The day
Why is today a holiday? Why is today a holiday?
That's the day, Juneteenth. Isn't that the day that Abe Lincoln said, "Ye shall be free"?
I think so.
Why is this?
June 19th, 1865, freedom finally came for the 250,000 enslaved people of Texas.
There you go. Oh, there's Charlie in chat.
Charlie,
Hey,
how you doing?
Guys. I'll be back in a bit.
I had to switch over to the other channel. So I was going through my analytics, stupid glare. So this is the shorts and videos everybody watches, but only 50% of my audience watches live streams. That's terrible. Live streams are fun. Yeah, I put the link in the group chat, 406, if you want to come on up, or Chuckles, if you want to come on up. 34 minutes left on this round. And then we got to do another set of passes. Super exciting. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up if you haven't. Share it out. We've got about another hour-ish to go on this stream. It's going to be a 3-hour stream at the bare minimum. Usually we don't start until 9, but we'll probably end about 9. I got a hot date with my wife tonight. For all you stackers out there, all you silver stackers, get you a stacking AG blockhead hat. Look at all that. That's a lot of silver on there. Long day at work today. Have to run over to Prospecting 406 house to pick up some stuff. You went outside? I'm not going to be able to see chat. Or let anybody in. So if you want to come up, let me know. Gold Eagle said, hey, you woke me up. Joe, we've been looking for you. We called you. We did the Let's Call Old Eagle.
Was having his mid-afternoon nap after golf.
406 is getting the roto drill to collect samples from Spider Mine.
Mom wants to get into pickleball.
Isn't that basically like badminton for
Old people.
old people? Yeah.
Like, tennis would be so much more fun.
Yeah. Tennis is too much high speed.
I'm not allowed at a tennis court in Madison, Wisconsin, because just like when I play golf, I try to hit people with the ball. That is against the rules, sir. But it's funny. If you hit them, the ball lands in, it's your point. If they can't hit it back, that's not your fault. They should have moved faster.
That's right.
I like his mindset.
406 needs some feather and wedges. Anybody in here interested in about $1,000 worth of 90% pre-1964 half dollars? That's a lot of silver. That's a lot of half dollars. Holy shit. Well, I guess if he's going by melt weight, it's a third. So it's about 600 half dollars.
I can't hear you. What?
So the correct answer is 590 joules. I got 30.
You got it wrong.
I still can't believe your kids are in school. It's full on summer vacation time down here.
Oh.
No, they don't start till after Labor Day up here.
All right, we got a question for the geologist. How big of a sample should I get from each spot? How much do you want to carry down that damn mountain? That's the question.
Are you looking at sending it in for fire assay, Stacy?
I believe so.
Does it also depend on what mineral you're looking for?
It doesn't. If you're
I
sending
believe
it
he
in,
is.
if you're sending it in for fire assay, you get about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds per sample, you're good. Just try to make sure that it's representative. Don't just grab one big rock and say, there's a pound. You know, like go across the unit that you're sampling. You might have to take a little bit from here and then shift over and take a little bit from there and then shift back and take a little bit from there. But try to get a transect across whatever you're sampling. Yeah, no, for a fire assay, 2 pounds is 2 pounds is perfect. 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. They only need 30 grams for the actual assay, but the problem is if you end up handing them 30-gram samples, your plots are going to be all over the place because you need volume there. They got to be able to mix it up and make sure it's statistically accurate. So say 2 pounds.
What are you doing, Hercules? Is that your pooter going crazy or mine?
No, that was me unplugging my vape.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to sign off pretty soon here. The wife's gonna be coming home from school, and there's gonna be big conversations going on about.
I'll be back in about 4 minutes.
Oh, scrapyard's back.
I've been doing some tests on baseballs, laser and baseballs.
Oh yeah.
So the neighbor, I think he might be a coach or some sort. I don't know. His kids play baseball, and he asked if we could put home run and names and dates on them. Well, I know I can, but I did not realize that different baseballs have different leather on them.
Okay.
It's like if you get a cheap China baseball, it doesn't have the rawhide on it.
Okay.
That's kind of interesting. So I have to adjust the settings. Like I burnt the shit out of the baseball I did the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely don't want to take somebody's 300th home run baseball and destroy it.
No.
That's one of the things I'll be working on tonight, learning. And if you can imagine, burning a baseball stinks. Oh, it smells terrible. Even after you laser the baseball, it stinks.
Mm-hmm.
It smells like burnt hair.
I imagine.
Even though there's no hair on it. Yeah. Hercules, where's Kitty? Go get the kitty. Go say hi. Go get the kitty. Run. Oh, shite. LB Silver Riot, what's up? Did you get your package? LB Silver Riot got that awesome pepper coin.
Oh yeah.
Did a silver coin for him and a dog tag and some cards and and Arvi's got a package coming.
Oh, you sent him something, did you? Right on. He'll be right stoked.
So I put Mini Hammer in care of Jim Bryce.
Okay.
Not yet. Sure, it'll be tomorrow. Oh, my camera's off. I was wondering why I couldn't see my. Oh. How much time we got left on this? Oh, probably another hour. 22 minutes for this burn, and then I got to do the second burn, which will be actually inverting the image, changing the shading, and lasering off some of the black, the color, the toning, whatever.
Do you have to scrub it before you
Nope.
re-laser it, or?
Nope. So I could do a white circle on there and completely remove the image.
Oh, really?
All right, Scrapyard. Appreciate that. One of the things I'm looking at doing, we're going to go down and it's supposed to be cool the next few days, and then the next few weekends it's supposed to be high in the mid 80s. So we're gonna 406 got his suction nozzle on his high banker now, so we're dredging.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go down and probably join him for some dredge action one of these days. Get some footage of that. That'll be exciting. More stuff for next year, Jim. More stuff for next year.
Yeah, let's do a different spot.
I got permission to go into a place. I'm going to see if I can bring a small group of people. I think we might do like different groups of people.
Mm-hmm.
We were lasering a Luck of the Irish channel coin. It's a club, Joe, on Instagram. I invited you to join that club. You could win silver, gold, all kinds of cool prizes. And it's cheap. Definitely a fun little group.
No, I haven't heard a peep out of Travis today yet. I think he's probably stuck right into that new job of his.
Yeah, I'm happy he got that new job. Things are going to go well for him.
Mm-hmm.
People are sure loving when I lit my hand on fire. The video of me lighting my hand on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1,800 views on that.
Yeah,
The first few days sucked, and now it's.
Well, that's funny. Like I put out those 3 shorts of me doing that that pulled pork. And, like I go from North Carolina getting, between 5 and 10,000 videos or views per short. And I got like 45, 39. It's like, what the hell happened?
Because you're on the wrong channel, Joe. Joe says, how come I don't get a channel marker to say how long I've been a member? He's on the Hoodbilly channel trying to drop a Jericho and Hercules announcement. Old people and technology. Joe got hacked and cloned on Facebook.
That's been happening a lot recently as well.
Well, Joe should stop clicking on links on Facebook.
What happened? Joe got a virus?
Joe got his Facebook account hacked.
Well, they cloned it.
Yeah.
They stole his pictures and then started adding his friends. I love it when they say, hey, what's up? One of my family members just passed away, and I got this money. I can't get it because I'm in Nigeria, the U.S.
That's right, yeah.
Can I get your bank account and routing number? Yeah, sure. 0001000100002. Send them some random ass numbers. I had somebody call me and they were trying to tell me that through my Social Security I had acquired something, and they wanted my Social Security number. So I went on Google and I was like, what was the first Social Security number? So I gave them that for the Social Security number. They got mad and hung up.
Oh, yeah.
Joe says, I don't go on the Book of Faces. Joe's got an Instagram with all kinds of people following him and commenting on his stuff. He has no idea how to get on Instagram and comment back. Zeus, what are you doing? You sniffing for missed food that Hercules left behind, or what, buddy?
Tira.
You want some food? You want some water? Get the dog some water, quick. Come here, Zeus. There you go, furball. Go soak your ears. Get a drink. Get a drink, Zeus. Wasn't that? Yeah, that's right. 406 came with it. Wasn't that Joe's Social Security number? Joe's was 000001.
What?
Iron supplements expire?
No. It's a
Yep, Joe, you are on the right one now because you have this little S by your name.
Maybe you could. But...
It's, yeah, no.
Yeah,
He's here on bitching about my shorts, and I've just got a new subscriber.
So for the live streams, the numbers that it was showing is off because on my way to 100K, hanging out, talking crazy, welcome to the insanity, I had 11,100 people in there.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a big one. You had a lot of people on Facebook or something.
Well, no, this is just YouTube. The members in SuperGaw the other day was 3,500 views, according to the analytics.
Yeah.
Joe's got to stop eating those gummies.
Maybe he was high on the hashish.
Should we really confuse Joe? Welcome to Gold Eagle and Friends.
Well, let's leave the house at like 5:55.
Okay.
We have to be there at 6.
Okay.
So remember we were talking a couple streams ago, we were talking about his baby shark slippers.
Mm-hmm.
They popped up in my search feed.
Google is listening to you, man. Google's listening to you. That happened to me.
Yes, they are.
I don't remember, maybe 6 months ago or something. We were talking about something completely unrelated to anything that I wanted or needed. But it was one of the kids had asked me a question, and I was being very specific, talking about a certain thing. I can't even remember what it was.
Wasn't it like cat litter?
And all of a sudden, I started seeing ads for that exact product on my computer and then on the TV when we were using the internet on the TV. And it's like, tell me I'm not being spied on.
Right?
You know?
Just the insanity.
For all those people that think that the man has it out for them and they're being spied on by, the big government, that it's not the big government, but you are being spied on every single day of your life. You got one of these?
One of what? Oh.
Cell phone. That's what I'm
Oh, yeah. If you got a cell phone, they know where you are, everywhere you go, everywhere you've been. There are ways to go in and shut all that stuff off, and there's quite a few YouTube channels that help you do that.
I watched a documentary on that, and they had the cell phone, and they had everything on, kind of thing, and they said this is your normal cell phone resting activity, and they had all these complicated instruments that were measuring whether your cell phone was sending or receiving information, that kind of thing. Then they shut it down to make the cell phone like black, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do not exist. And the amount of data transmission went up.
Yep.
It went up. So it's built in. And the people that want to shut it off are the ones that are trying to hide things, and that's the people they want to look for. So, like, who are they? Say hello to
Hercules, that's my pillow.
And all that kind of stuff. But if you use TikTok, say hello to Xi Jinping. But
if you use TikTok, Teemu, Wish, any of those apps, all those apps, when they tell you to ask for permission and people just blindly click okay, and Google tells you not to do that.
Yeah.
Like your Google account will be like, listen, stupid, stop clicking these buttons.
I don't think it matters if you click OK or not. I think it just automatically does it, whether you like it or not. It just doesn't report to you that it's doing
it. It's doing it. Yeah, like the one that was something about access to the camera. Why does a shopping app need access to my camera?
Exactly.
So they can see around your house and be like, ooh, Abyssal would go good there. Mm-hmm. Here's an ad for Abyssal. Oh, your dish soap's almost empty. You need some more dish soap.
Yeah.
You know how we're always talking about dishwashers? Notice the amount of like dishwashing ads we get all the time on the TV. Skibbity toilet. Sarah, do you want me
Yeah, so what's up with that weird shit? I saw a thing on that today. So I remember the Pauly Shore, don't wheeze the juice, man. Sorry for grinding on your munching, whatever. Like when I was a kid, people talked crazy too. But what's with the skibbity toilet thing?
All right, what's
That's the
skibbity
first
toilet?
I've ever heard of it.
Oh, my bad. I didn't really go on there.
Oh, his bad. Oh, come on over and explain it to us, there, little hammer. Jericho sent you a parcel, by the way.
Oh, that.
Yeah, come on over and explain the skibbity toilet thing. It's a meme.
Yeah, but what's it mean? Because it's
What's
got
it
a
mean?
definition.
I actually don't know what it means either.
No clue.
Oh, Sarah.
Terrible.
Found the item.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna punch off here. I guess the missus is gonna come home pretty soon, and I got to start getting things ready for a late dinner. So,
All right, Jim. Thanks for hanging out.
sign out. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing the end product there when you're done.
Make sure you film when you're up there pulling them scabs of quartz out.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. We'll do.
You got to get Little Hammer a hard hat and some safety glasses and a rock
Yeah,
pick
we
for
got
the
a couple.
thumbnail.
You don't need a hard hat like that
No, just for the thumbnail.
unless you're worried about meteoric bird poop or something like that. But
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, what about the seagulls and the
Yeah.
Canadian geese?
could be. All righty, guys. Take it easy.
See you later.
See you next time. Cheers.
Oh, fun times, fun times. "406 should be home from work by now." Oh, here's Old Eagle, ladies and gentlemen. The man himself.
Hold on. I think I got to. There we go. I had to turn down my YouTube link. So what's going on? What are we doing today?
So I am currently lasering a Luck of the Irish club coin, the first ever Luck of the Irish club coin.
Well, Dick is hanging out on the couch. He's doing the couch potato thing.
Can't really see it because of the glare.
Yeah.
There's a leprechaun holding some gold there. Excuse me. You see the little sucker now?
It's hard to make out. I got one good eye and one bad eye.
You still haven't went and got your other eye with the microchip lens in there?
I'm gonna, but it's expensive.
Your VA insurance don't cover that?
Not the multifocal lens that I got put in there. I got a high-tech lens in there.
I know. I'm saying the government should cover that shit.
Well,
You've been serving our country since the Civil War.
but this lens allows me to see through clothes.
There you go. I bet you walk around like this a lot. Got about 10 minutes roughly. Well, after I change the settings, it'll take about 10 more minutes to finish it. Unless I got to go back through and do a reburn. But it ain't going to be another 2.5 hours. It'll just be a couple minutes. We should be able to get her finished.
I seen Charlie made an appearance. How's he doing, man? Where is he?
He came in, said hi, and left. I don't know. A lot of people are trying to find out where Charlie is. I was going to bust his onions about it.
See, if I left and didn't make an appearance for a couple of days, nobody would know the difference. The
406 says, is that a good thing or a bad thing? And DB says, me either. Yeah, see, you can see what I can see for the numbers. See how it says there's one person in here?
Yeah.
Those numbers are not working correctly. So the other stream, when we did that big stream the other day with the members thing, 3,500 people watched that on YouTube alone.
Wow.
On my way to 100K was 11,000 some. So I'm not sure what the but they don't chat. If they don't click into chat, if they just watch it on a TV or they just watch it without touching the chat, I think that's what it is. This is the number of people that are participating in chat, the one up here by the laser. And that's the other thing. My Streamlabs is set up, but it is not communicating with YouTube correctly. So I'm going to have to, when Hillbilly Samurai gets back, I'm going to have him help me figure out what's going on with that. DB left it playing while she made dinner.
DB's always cooking. She must be
Either cook. I'm going to be honest. I don't really remember all that much from the trip up to Michigan.
Maybe he was high on the hashish.
And I'll say yes. It was a fun time, but we did have some good food. What did we eat? Her son cooked. He smoked something. That was like so long ago. It feels like it was a year ago. No.
I got to eat too, man.
Joe always eats.
I went to the grocery store today, and finally, they got back my pretzels.
Oh, does the wife know you're eating pretzels, Joe?
Yeah.
He says, yeah.
I can only have a few of them.
So she ain't very happy with you, is what you're saying. Well, no, it's because he can only eat a few of them. Yeah, she doesn't eat junk food. She cooks from scratch.
That's good.
It's too much salt for him. He gets the extra salty ones like I like. She said they don't have extra salty pretzels, Joe. What's the pretzels we got that one day?
They're not extra salt.
So they have regular pretzels and light salt pretzels.
I get Bachman oven butter twists.
Bachman oven butter twists.
These are good. You should try these. Better than cheese curd.
Ain't nothing better than a cheese curd, Joe. Hopefully this does it correctly. I think I need to get back down to my fighting weight, Joe.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. No, 250. Oh, 250, 265.
I seen that picture up on your mantle, and I had to ask Sam, who the hell is that guy you with?
I was 285 up there. Something like that. Yeah, about 285. So if I go below 275, I look like a crackhead.
Like a what?
A crackhead. Because I'm big boned. Huh? And my face sinks in. I start to look like Chuck Hagerman in the house. What's up, Chuck? Doing some colorizing. We're at about 2.5 hours of lasering on this one round. Going in and stripping out some of the dark. Hopefully it leaves the stuff I want and takes stuff I don't want. Otherwise, I'll have to go in and do it again.
You know, I went to the post.
Chuck likes his laser. You went to the post office?
I went to the post office today to mail Tom's package.
Mm-hmm.
And the post office was closed. It's a national holiday.
Yeah, today's a holiday, Joe.
I didn't know that.
Stacy put something on a burger and it was awesome. Those ketchup chips 403 brought me wasn't bad. We had ketchup chips from Piggly Wiggly a couple years ago, and they were terrible. The Piggly Wiggly had all them different flavored Lay's chips. I tried the ketchup ones. It tasted like stale ketchup.
I knew a guy at work. He was a superintendent. They make good money. And he came in into the coffee room and he put hot water in a cup. And then he took 2 ketchup packets and put them in the hot water.
Yeah, I've seen that before. It's called a bum soup.
I says, "What the hell are you doing?" He says, "It's a poor man's tomato soup."
Yeah, bum soup is what we call it. Never had bum soup, Joe?
Nope.
A Piggly Wiggly is a grocery store. It used to be Dick's, and they had a Dick's Insider card. It was the savings card, and it said Dick's Insider. If you sent one of those to Playboy, you got a lifetime subscription to Playboy. There's some east of the Mississippi stuff. Chuck Hagerman knows about the Piggly Wigglies.
I've heard about him on TV.
All right, Chuck, I'm listening. Chuck's got a question. If I gave you an image that I have engraved before, could you engrave it to see how it would turn out for you? Yeah, Chuck, I can do that. All right, I got to adjust this sucker again. Don't forget, it is Members Month. Want to help support the channel, and you're not a member. What did the members win the other day, Joe?
They want. If the post office was open, it would have been in the mail. But I just sent out a payday bag, a pay dirt bag with 1+ grams of gold in it.
And then Regent Lab won a 2-ounce silver bar from Cajun Bullion.
Yeah. Lots of good stuff been given away lately.
I had somebody hit me up to try to get my silver settings, and I said, it's not the settings on Reddit. So I posted the pictures of the silver I just did. And they're like, well, how did you do it? And I tried explaining it to them. And they didn't seem to be able to grasp it. I was like, you have to adjust. It's just like doing these coins. You have to adjust the power, the dot duration, and I don't know. They just weren't seeming to grasp what I was trying to explain. I'm like, I can send you my settings, but unless you have the same exact image that I'm lasering, you're not going to get the same results. It was kind of hard for me to explain it to them. Chuck gets it. He knows. He's a laser guy. CO2 engraving on wood. Like some of Chuck's wood engraving, I'm trying to get him to come up on a live with us. He's going to come backstage and hang out one of these days. But his wood engravings would blow your mind, Joe. The depth.
Get him up here now.
I could send him the link.
It's only 8:30. It's early.
Going through and scrubbing out some of the darkening here. And then I got to invert the image again and go back and reprocess it, you know.
What are we lasering on? Copper?
Brass. 3 minutes for this pass.
Chuck, you can drop the link for your store in chat. I believe you can. So everybody can have a chance to see.
Yep, he's got an Etsy store, and he can drop a link. He is modded up.
No, man. That's what we're here for.
Yep. We have absolutely no problem. We enjoy seeing other people's stuff.
There you go.
He sells digital images.
I don't understand how that works. If I bought a digital image, couldn't somebody else buy it too?
Yeah, so you're only buying the rights to use it, and that's the thing we've been discussing on one of the forums I'm in. So just because there's files out there available for free doesn't mean that you actually should be paying for them. And then even though when you buy an image, unless they give you the commercial rights to use that image, then you're pirating. All right, Chuck, I'm going to send you the link. No!
What happened?
I'm on my phone, arguing with my phone. It's trying to get me to go into StreamYard on my other phone, and I don't want to. All right, Chuck, there you go. I shot you the link. You want to add, Chuck?
I got him. How you doing, Chuck?
Good. You hear me okay?
Yep.
Pretty good. Give me 1 second. I got to make a text. I'll be ready.
Is that the Roku screen in the back?
1 second, I'm getting some echo. I'm going to have to transfer the sound over to my headset. Give me a second. It is, yes.
Is this your first time on live?
It is, yes.
Woo! Welcome to the insanity.
Well, at least the first time. So.
I'm doing some invert scrubbing is what I'm currently doing on the image. That's why it looks crazy.
Okay.
This is one of the steps I do. I go through and we had talked about it a little bit. I'll invert and darken areas that shouldn't be darkened, lighten areas that are dark, and then when I switch it back, it'll lighten the areas that shouldn't have been darkened, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. I've done something similar following another video. You do it a little bit different than the way that the other video showed. Yours tend to take a little bit longer from looking at it, which means you're running a little bit slower than the ones that I've seen before. But I like the way yours turn out, so that's why I was kind of curious how you were setting your settings up and stuff.
They definitely go for efficiency.
Yeah. To answer your question, it is a Roku screen behind me that you asked earlier.
Yeah, so this old fart below me here, that's Joe, Gold Eagle. I'm Jericho.
Well, pleasure to meet both of you. So, and I think you, Joe, had a question about the digital images, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I was wondering if you bought a digital image, how do you, like I can understand if I bought a painting and I physically have it, but digital, it's like Bitcoin to me. I don't understand it.
No, it's like an NFT.
So what you're essentially buying, like through like the Etsy store that I've got, is you're buying the digital image so that way you can use it to engrave, but anybody can buy it. So I could have 1,000 people buy it. It doesn't matter. What you're buying is that image and the rights to use that image in either personal use or, depending on what license we allow, a commercial capacity. So you could buy that, and if my license says you can use it to resell the physical product, you can engrave and then sell that product. What they normally can't do is like buy it and then resell the image, because then that's where you get into like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to take the image either without paying for it. Like he was saying, it's kind of copyright at that point. But essentially what you're buying is that image and the usage of that image. Like you can use it for certain things, whatever the creator says you can use it for.
But what if I didn't buy it and I used it? How could you come after me?
So it really depends on where you're using it at. Like if you went so far as to get it and used it for personal use, like there's nothing anybody could really do unless they were able to track you down somehow. Now, if you went and started up your own store or something like that, you could, in theory, get that person. Like you could go after them legally.
Like if I put it on a piece of clothing or something like that.
Yeah, you could essentially, like it depends if it's copyrighted or not. If you have the image copyrighted, you can go after people, get them to take their merchandise down, all of that. It just depends if you have the copyright to it. A lot of the images I do are AI images, so there's some up in the air on the copyright around that. You essentially have the copyright for when it was created, but it depends on the license you have to the software that you're using.
Yeah.
Are you using Gemini at all? Have you tried Gemini at all yet?
No, I use primarily Midjourney. I've used some OpenAI, but primarily Midjourney.
I've been trying Gemini. Let's just say they need to do some upgrading to it. But it's free source, so I guess that'd be why it's not quality images.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this I think I paid for the Midjourney license. which you have to be able to sell the images commercially. Yeah, I was trying to see if there's a way I could show you some of the engravings. Since you asked me.
So, you hit present on the bottom of your on the computer. You hit present, share screen, then find the screen you want to.
Yeah, I was just trying to find the pictures. So I don't know if I have them all up here. Just a minute. You know what? It might be easier just to show them in person.
Yeah, you could.
I won't be able to show all of them because I don't have all of them here. But let me stop my cam and I'll be right back.
Oh.
Now you ate too many pretzels, you can't eat your dinner.
No, I did it the right way. I ate dinner first and then had pretzels.
Oh.
See, I'm getting smart. I'm tired though.
Zeus.
This heat's been knocking me out, man.
That's why I'm awake at night and asleep during the day.
You still hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So let's see. All right, camera back good. Okay. So I can show a few here. So this one, I do a lot of 3D houses,
Oh, wow.
and it's completely flat.
But didn't it look like he was holding a toy house?
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. Do just some like farmhouse images.
And that's all laser engraved?
Yeah, it's all laser engraved with a 40-watt Glowforge basic. It's a CO2 laser.
CO2 laser. Huh. Oh, man. That's cool.
And let's see what else we got. I got a whole box of them here. So I make them and sell them at craft shows.
Oh, yeah. How long would it take to do that?
It just depends. Something about like this size is probably about 30 minutes or so. Look, roughly. I just gave away a whole bunch of these, so a lot of my cool ones might be missing. This one's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. And that's flat.
And it's complete. It's flat.
Wow.
Do like stuff like fishing.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
You got like Father's Day that just came up.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And like I said, I just gave away a whole bunch of them, so I'm missing a lot of my good ones.
Let's see if we can't. Let's get. I just put up your website there. If anybody's interested in any of these, there's you could go to sc.com and see a whole bunch of that stuff. That's interesting, man. Wow.
Yeah, I don't sell the physical ones on Etsy. I just sell the digital images.
Oh.
I sell the physical at like local craft shows. And give me 1 second, I'll step away and get you a really good one.
Nice.
Try to orient it to the camera. Give me a second. It's got it backwards. There we go.
Yeah.
It looks like the train's coming right out at you.
Yeah, if you get it angled just right, it looks pretty realistic.
Yeah. We used to have to do that in mechanical drawing.
Yeah.
Perspective.
So Joe,
So
now you
what?
used to work in the Streamyard or the steam yard on them trains. How long has it been since you've seen a steam locomotive?
We didn't have anywhere when I was down there. We had diesel locomotives and electric locomotives, but no steam locomotives.
Yeah, so that's just that's some of them. I have a whole bunch more, but they're either in the house or I've given them away.
All right, 406, take it easy out there. Be careful. Oh.
One of the things I hate when I'm layering, if I do it wrong, then I have to go back over and start over.
So have you had any good success wiping the coin clean? Like, and what I mean by is, so you get a bad engraving and you want to just erase it,
White it out.
white it out.
So very high speed, high power,
Uh-huh.
low duration.
Okay.
So it just, it'll whip it right off of there.
Well, see, I've tried that.
It turns it milky white. It makes it milky white.
So I don't know how well you can see this. I'm going to hold it up to the camera, so bear with me. But you see that faint engraving still on there?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I've been over that like 10 times and can't get that to go away.
Have you tried switching to the blue laser?
No, I've been using the IR. So
So what you should do is on one, get a new coin.
Uh-huh.
On one side, do your color test for blue, and on the other side, do your color test for infrared. You will actually see a white on both.
okay.
And then that's how you know what to set your speed and your power at. But I like to go 100% and full bore.
Gotcha. But some of them
Just do multiple passes.
Yeah, I was looking to see how the other coins I have are not out in the office with me, but some of them turn out okay, but they're nowhere near like the quality of what you're putting out. So I'm still trying to dial it in. It's kind of hard to get the image to show up. Bad lighting.
It's got some depth to it, but for that one, I would honestly, you need to do a little bit more focus on the just the darks of the image for your last pass on that one. And I'd say the same thing for that. You're missing the dark burn.
Well, I go back through and I adjust to get just the dark areas, but maybe I'm not adjusting it right yet. Like I'm sliding the slider up and changing everything. Like I said, I'm going off that one video that I showed you before.
Mm-hmm. And I tried that guy's video, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
And did it kind of work for you? Did you have to kind of make your own adjustments afterwards?
I had to make my own adjustments.
Okay. Yeah, so the one image I had sent you before, the one of the flaming skull, I'd like to see what you do with that if I send you that image to see how it turns out for you, like when you do your adjustments on it.
I could definitely do that. The one thing I found with doing these, so I started out with a 100-watt MOPA.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's what I learned on. That was the first laser I've ever played with, and I spent probably 600 hours doing research, learning how to adjust the assorted frequency and angle. And now with the X Tool F1, you don't have a lot of the setting adjustments. So you have to go in and change it yourself. And one thing I like to do is make them go out of focus for my last pass.
Okay.
Sometimes, because taking it out of focus will make it darker in the darks and completely skip the lights for the lower end of the grayscale.
Okay. So are you with the X Tool? Are you manually adjusting the focus then to take it out of focus?
Yep. And try up and try down. You can't go very far because it won't even show up.
Mhm.
Like right now, I'm scrubbing more of the dark off and darkening some lights, and I don't understand why. Lasering is definitely fun, but it's weird.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
And like I'm getting ready to start practicing programming G code for CNC, and I want to take the images that you were showing where they're actually 2-dimensional and make them 3-dimensional CNC engravings.
So
And to
you're
write
turning
the
them
code for that
into-
is a pain in the ass. Yeah.
So you're turning them into depth maps. So I do CNC as well. I've got a like a 3 foot by 3 foot CNC machine.
Well, I'm definitely going to be asking you some questions because I have absolutely no idea what in the hell I'm doing. Then there's not a lot of, like with the laser, there's a lot of tutorial videos. With the CNC stuff, there is not.
I'll send you a few that I've found. I did a lot of research as well. I'll send you a few that I've ran across. There's a couple that were really good. It comes down to your bits and stuff as well. So you have to learn about those. That's probably the hardest part for me was understanding like the speeds and stuff for the bits.
Well, majority of what I'm going to be doing initially is graphite molds. So guys like this, when they cast their copper and their silver, they have really cool graphite molds custom for them.
Gotcha.
And with graphite, you can go fast. It's a soft. I know I'm definitely upsetting this coin. It's starting to turn blue. It's getting mad.
So is this typical on how long it takes yours to go? Is like 2 hours or so, or have you ran?
The longest I've ever done is 18 hours.
Really on one coin?
On silver. But that was the pepper coin that I did. That was an 18-hour burn.
Wow. Do you have that somewhere where I can see it? Is it on your page somewhere?
The pictures of it.
Yeah.
I did a video on it.
Oh,
I did
yeah,
a video on it. It's a short. I'm not sure which channel I put it on. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I could find it. Kind of curious what an 18-hour burn comes out like. So I've done some long 3D prints before, but I've never done like an 18-hour burn. Like I've done, I think the 2 hours, 2.5 hours is maybe 3 is the longest one I've done on my CO2.
Well, like with the silver one I did yesterday, I got to do the back of it today. But like with this one,
yeah,
glare is going to be annoying. So that's got the blue and then the peach.
Yeah.
And it's really the same color as her logo, which is what is blowing my mind. But I've got people on the Reddit and on the Xtool thing saying that I painted this. And I'm like, no, there's a live video of this sucker being made.
Well, I had someone on a Facebook group, that house that I showed you that I held up first, like someone had posted something and I had responded and said, oh, they were asking how well the Glowforge does for engraving. And I said, well, here's an example. And I sent them the picture and they fired, like some random person fired back and said, oh, all you did was show your crappy job at Photoshop. And I was like, well, here it is, me holding it in my hand. And they apologized, which almost like you never, most of the people that call you out on something never apologize when they're wrong.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty neat.
All right. It looks like it's adding the color back in finally. The one thing I don't like about the F1 is they don't have the camera. The Ultra
Yeah.
looks amazing, and I really wish they would send me one because I could do some seriously crazy cool coins with that.
Yeah, I would love to have the Ultra. The 20-watt fiber would interest me pretty well. Plus the conveyor belt.
Yeah, that's why I want it right there, the belt. Just set your from video I watched, they did a first layout of 5 business cards, and then we're just chucking them on there like didn't matter how they landed, the AI lasered the stuff on there perfectly. They could just keep chucking them on there.
I saw a similar video, and they did that with like the black business cards, and
Mhm.
they ended up like it kept skipping one card, and they weren't sure why. So it was like it would get all of them except for one, but it did essentially the same thing. They were chucking them on there, and it was catching them in the camera and then laser engraving them. So that, yeah, definitely pretty neat. I can see where that could be part of like an assembly line if you had something that was dumping them onto the conveyor belt, and then it's lasering and dumping them off, like something stamping them out and then dropping them
Like-
off the laser and belt, and then
This was yesterday's business card extravaganza.
oh,
So I got one of these card holder deals, and you can stuff. There was a little over 70, I think, in there. But doing them 2 at a time is the most annoying shit in the world.
So you make yourself the metal business cards.
Yep.
Do you feel it's cost effective to do that versus buying like the paper business cards from like a company?
So, how many paper business cards have you been handed and went, holy crap? I've never been handed one paper business card. And now if I hand them a metal card, everybody is impressed with the card. That's the first, what? You made that? It's a metal card. So the shock and awe factor right there makes it 100% worth it. And I buy them in packs of 1,000. So
Okay. Where do you get them?
time is annoying. Yep, I can shoot you my Amazon link when we get off here.
Yeah, that'd be great. I wouldn't mind I've got the sample pack that I'm playing around with, so I wouldn't mind getting like a larger pack of the cards just to kind of make up and take to some shows. So Joe, do you do metal detecting? Is that what it is, or you do? Is it prospecting? Is that what it was?
I'm going to go out and smoke, Joe. I'll let you take over.
All right. Yeah, I got into doing this just because I wanted to pan gold, and I do some metal detecting because I have a few metal detectors that were left to me by my father. I've done some magnet fishing, a little bit of everything. I enjoy a lot of different aspects of this community.
Oh, nice. I know I picked up a metal detector years ago and just never really got to do anything with it. And I picked up the magnet fishing stuff as well. Got like a kit and some other stuff. And then I went and stood on a bridge to throw off and like chickened out and was like, no, I can't do it. But I'm not good with heights, so it didn't really work for me.
Well,
But I've always been interested in panning gold. So I'd love to hear more about that sometime in the future.
recently, I'll do the metal detector and I'll show you some gold that I got. But recently, I went down there to North Carolina with Jericho and Rock Butcher. A whole bunch of people showed up. We do it every year. We call it the Spring Dirt Fling, and we were on top of a mountain that was mostly all tailings, and we were high banking for some gold. But I took my metal detector up there, and the story goes is that the people back 1800s to 1850, somewhere around that era, they were mining for gold up there, and they had slaves that used to dig for gold. And I went up there, and I've done some metal detecting before, and I've noticed that you're always going to find, pop
Trash.
trash, pieces of, bottle tops and old Pepsi cans, beer cans, and nonsense, But I wasn't getting any readings at all up there on this tailings pile. that I was going through. So I'm walking around, and all of a sudden, boom, my metal detector goes nuts. So I start digging it up and everything like that. I didn't think Jericho yells at me all the time because I didn't think of filming it, but I found this old lock, and it was dated somewhere between pre-Civil War, and people were telling me that probably up there, this is one of the locks that they had on either their gold that they locked up or their equipment that they locked up, or possibly even one of the slaves that they had locked up.
Mhm.
So that was a very interesting find for me. I took it up there because my father left these when he passed away. He used to metal detect all the time, and so I figured, I said, instead of them going to waste, let me take them down there and see if I can make use out of them. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to find something significant with my father's metal detector, and this is what I came up with. So that was pretty cool.
Now show them the little bottle of gold you got.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we have the spring dirt fling. It's May 31st. Yep. What we do is we invite people that have no idea what the hell they're doing. We teach you how to pan at a panning station. Everybody gets a 5-gallon bucket with gold. There's guaranteed gold in it, and you get to pan. You learn how to pan. Then you go out on the creek. We'll teach you how to set up a river sluice. We'll teach you how to set up different equipment. And you'll get to use a variety of equipment from the hobbyist up until the commercial wash plant that the mine owns. Joe got to dredge. That was this year we were dredging and doing some other cool things. Each year we tried to add a little bit different stuff to it. Next year it's looking like it's going to be pretty insane.
So
That's a little bottle of gold. That's a bigger bottle of gold.
Now he's going to pull out the nugget that's like this big.
Oh, you want to see the nuggets? The nuggets are here. Those are the nuggets.
Well, he's got a big nugget.
I don't know a lot about it. I've done a little bit of research, but not a lot. I live over in Ohio area, and my understanding was that we're in an area where the glaciers stopped, so it pushed a lot of sediment and stuff into this area. So from what I was reading, like I said, I don't know a lot about it. They were saying that they pushed a lot of gold and stuff in this area.
Yeah. So where you're at, we actually have one of our buddies diving with Scuba Steve. Scuba Steve is a dive and recovery expert.
Yeah, I've seen his videos, I think. Yeah.
You got a comment, Joe? Neat lock. He got into gold prospecting. And another way you can learn is we sell pay dirt bags. Like right now, we got our Nugget Hunter bags available. One of the bags is a 20. There's 1 out of 20 has a 1+ gram nugget in it. But it's guaranteed 0.5 gram. So you can pan that at home, and there's going to be at least a 0.5 gram in there. So if you get less than a 0.5 gram, you got to go back in and get into that. But Ohio has 2 GPA claims, and depending on where you're at, I'd say you're probably around the Eaton-Dayton area.
Near the Jackson area, closer to the West Virginia border. I'm about
okay.
West Virginia.
You would have to go northeast, but it's not too far. And you'll be able to go right into any creek and get you some gold. There's amazing gold down there.
Yeah, I was researching. It said that when you look in the river bends, because the water will push the gold and it doesn't take corners. It pushes it into the corners.
It'll sit right in the inside bend.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ellen Show, I'm going to jump over. Hey, Joe's got one of them Nugget Hunter bags.
Nice.
These are old pay dirt bags that I still yet have to pan out. There's a gram of gold in this one. Hopefully there's a nugget in this one.
There you go, LNW show. You can friend anybody in here. Looks kind of like a person on a motorcycle.
That was my nugget I was showing. You know the nugget.
20.25 grams.
What is it?
20.25.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends on how you look at it, the way person on a motorcycle.
I kind of see that, yeah.
There's the motorcycle guy right there.
And it's only going up in value.
Yep.
Did gold go back up after the crash?
It went up since I purchased that thing.
Oh yeah, that thing went up about $500 in value.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to pop off here in a little bit, but do you have any questions for me or anything about anything at all before I do?
You got my email. Oh yeah, where'd it go? You got my email, so shoot me an email with that image, and then I'll set that up probably for tomorrow. And then for the CNC stuff, I have absolutely no idea what in the hell I'm doing. I know how to make 3D prints. I know how to make 3D files, and they're telling me from these videos that I can take one of my 3D designs or a picture, turn that into a depth map, and then be able to CNC it. Now, my question is how the hell does the CNC know when to ignore the extrude or ignore this or that, the different things in the G code that the 3D printer is telling it to do?
Don't focus on the G code. You're not really going to go write G code. What you're going to do is you're going to get a software, depending on what machine that you get. Some will come with a proprietary software, and then some you'll go use like VCarve or something like that, and you use that, and that generates the G code. You don't have to write the G code. So
okay.
What you'll do is
Good night, DB.
You'll put the image in, and there'll be an option to basically turn it into a depth map. I haven't done it a lot. I've done it a few times. And in there, it's going to basically, you're going to tell it how thick you want it to be. And then it's going to look at almost like when you're doing the laser engraving, you know how you can look at like the grayscale. So It's going to be similar to that, where the depth map is going to show high and low regions based on like almost like a grayscale. And it'll interpret that, that software will write the code for you for that to send to the machine. You're not going to be writing the G code yourself. If you get that far, great. But you'll more than likely just be using the software and manipulating the software with the right bits and the speed and all of that stuff. And it'll just send the G code over from there. So if that makes sense. Yep.
So I have been using a G code simulator and writing my own code on the iPad. I took a picture of my dog and turned it into a grayscale, bitmapped it, turned it into a grayscale, and then made a depth map. And then it gave me measurements on the app I was using to program in to write my own code. I take things to another level to get what I want out of it, I guess.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right? Do you already have a CNC, or are you looking to get one, or what?
It's on its way. It's not even, so it's one that was put out for test, and then they pulled it off the market. It never even went to market. They actually gave the name of the CNC to their laser. So they completely wrote off the CNC aspect of it. It runs off of USB flash drives and G code. There's no software for it, nothing like that. You have to introduce it.
Yeah, so what you'll do is you'll use the software like VCarve, and it's going to give you. I'm trying to remember what the format is, but it's going to give you the format that you'll put on the USB card or USB stick that you'll put into the machine. Or the G code or whatever. So I use. I have a Shapeco. It's a Shapeco Pro, I think is what it is, and it came with the Carbide Create. And there's so it was like I got that with it. So that's what I use to do all of my engraving. But you can look for something like V-Carve, or I think it's Aspire. There's a couple other ones, and those are ones. They cost money. Some of them do, and some are free. But you'll use those, and then it'll generate that code, so you don't have to write that G code or whatever.
It'll make it a lot easier.
Yeah,
but now another thing is, so you know your if you make 3D prints, and with Creality especially, it turns it into G code when you process that 3D print.
Yeah.
So can I use a flat image? Not I say flat, but a flat image to create G code for CNC? As long as it's only XY based.
So as long as it's a depth map.
It'd be 3D relief. A 3D relief.
So when you put that into I'm not super familiar with like V-Carve or something, but when you put it in there, there's going to be an option to do like a 3D relief on it. It'll look at like the depth map. So if you take like an image and put it in there, you can give it depth. So, and then that's what it uses. Like, it's not necessarily, I don't know if it's G code or not that gets sent to the CNC. It probably is. I can't remember. So you don't really take the G code like you would have for 3D printing. Instead, you're taking the image, putting it in the software, and it's going to generate the file type. I just can't remember what it is. I think mine takes a specific one, but it's not like a DXF file. It's something like that. But it'll
TIS or
I guess I could go look. Give me a minute. I haven't opened it up in a while. I've been doing more lasering than CNC recently. So let's see, what does it save this as? So it saves mine as like a C2D file, which I think might be specific to my CNC. Because it's saving as like a Carbide Create file. Because I use Carbide Motion for my machine. So that what runs my machine is Carbide Motion, and then Carbide Create creates the files for Carbide Motion. So you'll probably have something like that, some software that interfaces with the machine.
Okay.
I have to figure out which one it is. But yeah, and I can show you a little bit. You care if I present real quick?
That's fine. Joe's got the keys. I'm over on the laser app, so
okay.
Joe can shuffle stuff around and add it.
I just got to find the right one. Give me a minute. All right, do you see the screen?
No.
I do.
Okay. Yeah, there we go.
All right.
So this is what I use. It's called Carbide Create. And I
checked that out. So that's supposedly Carbide Create is free, but then there's paid aspects to it.
Yeah, so if you want to do just normal like engraving, like not 3D reliefs, then you can use the free version. If you want to do the 3D reliefs, then you're gonna have to get the paid version, and then it allows you. There'll be another option that pops up here between design and toolpath, I think, and it'll let you do like to import images and turn them into 3D reliefs. Basically, it turns it into like a depth map.
Yeah, and I want to CNC these coins.
Yeah, so like
that's one of the things I want to do.
If you wanted to put a coin in, you could do something like this. and then you can set your tool paths. So you'll come in, and let me take that off. You'll say, okay, what do you want this to be? I've got this as a, let's make it a contour, which means it's going to cut it out. So choose current selection. Then I have to choose like the start depth, the finish depth. Like, so you will do a lot of measurements of how thick your material is, and you'll start at that depth and dig down basically. Where 3D printing is basically additive manufacturing, this is subtractive manufacturing. So you're basically taking away. So you'll think about that as you're setting this up. You'll go in and put a start depth, which is typically the top of your material, and then how far you want it to go in. And you can set all that up in the settings. And you also want to choose if you want an inside or outside offset. So do you want the bit to trace the line itself, or do you want it to trace on the outside or the inside of the line? Once you have all of that together, it'll put the toolpath in. You see the blue line is actually the toolpath, so I had it on the inside, but this will show a simulation. So if I were to do this, this is what it would look like when I was done. Like, so if I had this, and I went to CNC it, it would cut this circle out based on that toolpath. But if I chose instead, I wanted to pocket that. So if I come in here, we'll say, change this to pocket, and we want to take the whole thing out. Hit OK. So now it puts a hole all the way through, because it basically, a pocket is where you're taking like something out of the middle of something.
Yeah.
Then contour just does around the outside. Then you can get into
Hillbilly Samurai in the house. How's it going, Hillbilly Samurai? Are you in Illinois? Did you make it to Illinois? He's heading up to Illinois this week.
Oh, nice. But you got all kinds of other options, textures, advanced V-carve. V-carve is where you get into some of the V-bits to kind of get fine detail on things. So you get all kinds of options you can play around with. But your interface will look like this. But once it's done, it's going to save it as like a whatever the format is that you choose. Which, if you're using Carbide Motion, then it's going to. I think it saves it as a C2D. I think is what I said. But your other software like the V-carve or the V-carve. I think it's V-carve. I think it's what's called V-carve. Yeah, I can't remember. I think that's what it is. The other software you can use. There's several softwares that do the similar thing. But you just figure out which one works the best for you. But they all have that ability to do like the reliefs, like 3D reliefs, where instead of like the laser, the fiber, you're burning it away, you just mill it out with maybe like a ball nose bit or something on the CNC.
Oh, that was the other thing I was wondering. So I have a design for a pot leaf coin that is very it's for the file is a fiber laser file.
Sure.
But I know how when I went in and I made it, I know the settings that I did. So I'm trying to figure out how to get the correlation into the next step for the CNC to change it. Because I think that would be awesome is to be able to mill your own coins.
So is it like the design? Is there any type of I know it's a flat image, right? Because you're burning it away with the
yes,
the
it's flat.
Is there any almost like 3D printing? Is there any curve inside there that you're expecting, or
once it lasered, so it's a 375 pass. It takes about 19 and a half hours, and it burns away to where it is a 3D lion head coming out of the coin, or a 3D pot leaf with a lion head, depending on which one.
The curved contour to it as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So that I was going to say it'd be pretty easy to do if it was a flat image, but since it has the contour and stuff to it, you definitely want. What you do is just bring it in as like a depth map.
Mm-hmm.
It sets your because when you bring it as a depth map, you get to choose like how much depth you want to it, and then when you run it, it's going to know how far to go down on the depth based on like the thickness of the material. And it's kind of hard to explain. Like I could show you, but I don't have I'm not currently paying for the version of carbide crate to do the depth maps. But
That's what, 500 a year.
I can't remember what it is. It's something like that. I don't want to quote it because I can't remember.
There was one that was horrible. It was $299 a month.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. This
And then
is
it said that
probably-
it actually deletes your files if you don't pay. So what you already made, if you don't pull that off the computer, when your $299 subscription's over, it pulls the files that you made with the program.
So here you go. So I enabled Pro mode. So with Pro mode, I can't save the G code. So it does save it as G code. I can't save the G code. But we'll see. Now I have an option at the top called model. So I can bring in models like the depth maps and build all from those, which I don't have any available to bring in. But you could basically bring in an STL file, which you should be familiar with that from 3D printing.
Yep.
You can import an image or add a shape. So if you import an image, that would be that depth map. So you bring that in, and then it's going to ask you how thick is it, how much do you want sticking above or below based on the depth map, and you create a boundary around it and it cuts it out. So for your case, that coin, you're going to have a circle that is basically your boundary, and then your image will be inside this. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that image and subtract it away from that circle, and it's going to cut that out in the middle.
Yeah.
If it makes sense what I'm saying. Like
it does make sense.
Sometimes it's tough to explain it.
I just think of it as inverting my 3D print.
Exactly. So do you have any questions about the CO2 wood engraving or anything before I jump off here?
I was looking at the Omtech. It's too damn big. We're nomads, so the only thing we would be able to get would be the Glowforge as far as CO2 goes, because that'll fit on the table.
Yeah, the Glowforge is good. You get hit or miss sometimes. I don't want to say good or bad about them, on something like this, but just do your research. There's also the X-Tool P2. It's supposed to be pretty good. And it's about the same size, I think, as like the Glowforge.
Okay.
So look at that. Look at the Glowforge. I recommend the Glowforge Basic just because I have one, but they don't sell the Basic anymore. Now they have like the Pro, and it's like the Pro and something else. Plus,
I think the X-Tool is a little more affordable as well.
Yeah, probably, but they do the same thing. They're both CO2 lasers. You just got to learn the settings for them. The only difference is I provide the settings for the Glowforge when I do my file or sell my files. I don't have the X-Tool settings. So you'd have to figure those out if you went that route and I was giving you files or something. But I mean, it's essentially the same thing you're doing. There's not as many passes like you would like on the coin. It's just one pass. So what I do is a lot of people will mask their wood to keep the burn off, like as they're burning.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I sand it instead. So I will run my laser through, and then when the laser's done, I'll hit it with 1,000 grit sandpaper. And what it does is it smooths out that top layer and polishes it up without damaging the burnt away layer. So you get that contrast between dark and light like you're seeing in a lot of my engravings. That's kind of a bit of I won't say a secret, but it's something that I do that I don't know that everybody does.
It's a hack.
Yeah.
It's a hack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was we did a coaster when I first got this. It comes with a pack of assorted crap that you can burn. And I did the coaster and it hit a sap spot that made it hot. And one of the comments I got was, "Why did you masking tape it?" And I'm like, "Because I didn't know." Like, you could have said, "Hey, next time layer masking tape on it and then you won't have burn marks. You won't get hot sap spots."
Yeah, but I just sand them afterwards. Like, masking's okay. I do it. It depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing like something very intricate, like that I don't want to have to sand because I'm afraid it's going to like break a piece or something like that, I'll mask it. If it's something like those engravings that I was showing you, I just sand them afterwards. It works well for me. It may not be for everyone, but that's what is working for me. So that's what I'll keep doing. But I do mask occasionally depending on what it is.
But you are 9.5 hours away from the mine, so if you ever want to come down and hit the mine with us, just head south. Let us know.
Might be something I'd be interested in doing, getting away from.
It's fun. Joe likes it.
We'll teach you how to go pan for gold, and you'll go home with some gold.
Yeah. Find some places around here and do the same thing.
There you go.
Joe would have to drive leave 3 hours before you to get here from New York, though.
All right. Well,
But all right, YouTube, we're going to finish this off backstage. I'll put up some pictures and probably do a short on it. I've got probably another hour and a half, 2 hours to go on this. And we'll hit the 3.5 hour mark. So we're going to shoot this one in the ass. Hillbilly Samurai, you stay safe up there in Illinois. There's a lot of crazy people. And Chuck, thanks for coming up. And I'm going to actually play a quick outro for my intro for my outro. And we're going to kick rocks like Jim Socks.
On the horizon, the sun is rising. One more sleepless night goes by. My mind ponders as I sit now.